one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today on the pod, we're talking to Joan, a method actor and Scratchers enthusiast. So, Joan, what do you like about playing Scratchers?
Well, as a method actor, it's about becoming the ticket. Scratching up, down, stage left, stage right.
So what's your motivation? Because your performance feels so real.
Oh, I was just tapping into my inner Scratchers.
Incredible.
Yes. Bravo me.
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Mark your calendars because MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is landing at Cal Expo June 26th through 28th. Witness nearly 100 of the world's best athletes compete in skate, BMX, and Moto X events and catch live music performances by global electronic music icon Cascade on Friday night and Grammy-winning producer and artist Mustard and electronic music producer and DJ Subtronics on Saturday night. Don't miss MoonPay X Games. Lock in your tickets now at xgames.com.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento River Cats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your River Cats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
Well, the Sactown Sports studio now looks like a gigantic pantry. Got Jason Ross's chips everywhere.
Oh, and there was donuts when we got in.
No, those I'm not kidding you. Those protein chips or whatever the hell, that was one of the worst things I've ever tasted.
They were energy chips.
Oh,
like they had energy in them.
Whatever, terrible.
It was really bad.
Gross.
Like I think you burped. I did burp. Regurgitated in my mouth.
It was not ideal.
No, but a lot of the other ones were okay.
I'm not a huge chip person though. Anyway, I'm pretty basic with chips. I'm like, if I'll snack on like Lay's or Ruffles, like very basic very basic chips.
Okay. I think my weakness in life is potatoes. Like, for real.
Just any potatoes?
Like, last night, I had already made a great, healthy, nice salmon dinner. And because I was not satisfied, because I probably had no,
fiber.
Bad things, I went and ordered those new, like, Jack in the Box curly fries with, cheddar on them.
That's not good.
Just, yeah. But that's what happens.
Yeah, French fries are, if I'm hungry and I'm driving, getting a French fry to snack on is a weakness.
I know. So chips also fall into that category.
I'm still having reflexes, just internal struggle.
You're gonna be like, I can't do the rest of the show.
No, I'll power through. It's my flu game.
Yeah.
Jason Ross tried to poison us, and here we are doing radio on a Friday, and we're happy that you're with us. Welcome into Matt and Kayla. I'm Matt George. That's Kayla Anderson. Kyle Ledbetter on the other side of the glass with us. And not only is it a Friday to signify the end of the week, it's also a Friday in which we have NBA Finals action to look forward to. We've got Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight. And, got it. Very much looking forward to the NBA Finals Game 2 this evening in San Antonio. An opportunity for the Spurs to bounce back against the Knicks, who have not lost in, over 40 days now?
Yeah.
The New York Knicks have been
really wild,
pretty sensational. There's a lot of different angles to attack this Game 2 with and to look at this Game 2 with, and we'll explore a lot of them today. Also, we're going to dive into some more NBA draft talk as we've been doing. At 11 o'clock, we'll discuss whether or not Doug Christie is already, or Scott Perry has secretly already started building a rotation of defenders for Doug Christie to work with. It's kind of slid under the radar a little bit, including one player who's already on this roster that could give the Kings the confidence to go out and draft a player like a Darius Acuff Jr., who's definitely more offensively gifted than defensively gifted. They may already have that guy here in Sacramento. We'll talk about who that is at 11 o'clock. And at noon, we're going to be joined by another one of our great friends over at No Ceilings. It's Nathan Grubel. It's the first time he's been on our show here, NBA draft analyst for No Ceilings. We'll talk to him about the debate that we were having yesterday about Darius Acuff's defense. I don't know if you heard Chris Watkins went on the afternoon show with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles, and they picked up kind of the debate where we left off, talking about Kingston Flemings versus Darius Acuff Jr. Chris Watkins is not very high on Acuff because of the defense. He's really concerned about it, but the upside on offense is definitely there. So we'll talk about those two and more with Nathan Grubel at noon when diving into the NBA draft. But let's talk Game 2 of the NBA Finals, and let's just begin with the obvious. If the San Antonio Spurs want to win Game 2 and bounce back and even this series, which they need to do at home, right? They can't go to Madison Square Garden down 0-2. It doesn't mean I think they'd get swept in that scenario, but you can't just completely obliterate your home court advantage. You have to get Game 2 tonight. Victor Wembanyama played fine in Game 1, but fine ultimately isn't good enough. And yes, we'll talk about De'Aaron Fox. Don't worry, we'll talk about the other supporting cast. But because it's Victor Wembanyama's team, the question is very simple, Kayla. Can the Spurs win, not just the series, but can the Spurs win a game? Can the Spurs win tonight if Victor Wembanyama is not the best player on the court for both teams?
Tonight, no.
You think it has to be Wemby?
I think tonight it has to be Wemby. Because even when we look back at the Spurs Oklahoma City Thunder series in the Western Conference Finals, I think the main reason why the Spurs were able to always answer the call, even after a subpar Wemby game in our eyes. I know a subpar Wemby game in normal people's eyes that, maybe don't watch the NBA every day and break down players are like, well, that's still a great game. But I think we all know at this point what Wemby's expected to do.
Yep.
And is it unfair a little? I mean, I guess because he's still so young and this is his first full deep run in the playoffs like this, but that is what it is, and he's not shied away from embracing that he needs to be that type of player. So I think, like, from what we've seen in other games, Matt, with the response of Wemby and Wemby setting the tone and Wemby setting, them attacking from the get-go, I think that's what you have to see tonight. And when it all plays out, that's, to me, going to be Wemby being the best player on the floor. Is going to be setting the tone and following that through the entire game for the Spurs.
Looking back at the Western Conference Finals against OKC, in the 4 games that the Thunder won in that series, there was, of course, the 41-24 game for Wemby in Game 1, 41 points, 24 rebounds.
Yeah.
The win in Game 4, he had 33 and 8. The win in Game 6, he had 28 and 10. And then Game 7 was a little bit different. He only scored 22 in Game 7, but that was a really good team defensive effort by the Spurs in that game. But that was definitely the lowest scoring win that he's had in a while in these playoffs. In the 3 losses against OKC, 21 points, 26 points, and 20 points. So, I mean, we're stating the obvious here. The Spurs need Victor Wembanyama to lead them, right? He needs to be the guy if the Spurs are going to win this series. I do believe that the Spurs can win because of their depth. They can maybe get a game or maximum 2 when Wemby is playing good or below. I don't think the Spurs can win a game if Wemby's ever playing bad necessarily.
Sure.
But Wemby doesn't have to play great 4 times for the Spurs to win 4 times and win.
I just think tonight is particularly important.
Like, if I were to tell, I'm putting this blanket statement out there. Jalen Brunson plays better than Victor Wembanyama tonight. Who wins?
I think the Knicks.
The Knicks.
And I also draw that to, that makes me also say the defensive side of Wemby, which we don't question a lot, but when it comes to Cat and those two, and just even like a few more defensive rebounds, like for Wemby tonight. Like, I know that's asking a lot from Wemby, but it's like, I don't know what else to say. This is why they're kind of where they are.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to say they're not there because Wemby's been the best player by far in these series.
The Knicks won Game 1 shooting just 31% from three-point range. They only took 36 threes. What that tells me is that they were attacking the rim.
Yep.
When we look at points in the paint, the Knicks had 50 points in the paint to the Spurs 42. So it's not just Wemby being better offensively. It's Wemby being more of a paint presence that he was. Now, Karl Anthony Towns is a perimeter-centric big, and the way that they'll play Karl Anthony Towns either in the high post or even above the three-point line, a la what they did with Domantas Sabonis for many years. But the difference between Cat and Sabonis is Cat can shoot that 3 with confidence. Sabonis was a little more hesitant on that, so it makes the spacing even more difficult. But the Spurs have to find a way. Wemby has to find a way to make that paint the no-go zone.
I agree.
Like, force the Knicks to beat you from three-point range. Now, they do have good enough shooters to where they can do it, but they can't be scoring 50 points in the paint when you have a 7'4" defensive player of the year prowling the paint. And we've seen series completely end from teams just being afraid to go anywhere remotely close to the rim because they know Wemby is lurking. The Knicks had no problem doing that in Game 1.
No, they didn't. And I think, too, when you talk about, defending inside and, then obviously it goes on the other end offensively for Wemby. Like, maybe establishing his offense inside first and then working on, like, those flow threes, and work inside out in terms of the offense, too, for Wemby. Because we've seen at times, too, where maybe he starts on the outside and he's kind of forcing things sometimes, like his shots don't fall right away. So maybe that too on the offensive side.
I will say a credit to the Spurs, though, is that I do feel they are better equipped to handle a lesser, I won't even say a lesser game from their stars than the Knicks are. Now, I give Knicks the Knicks depth credit. Like Josh Hart has
Yeah.
been the energy engine that he is, and he continues to be that way. OG Anunoby was super good in game one, especially in the fourth quarter. We still haven't seen Mikal Bridges really have that breakout. Shamet's been good off of the bench, but it's the three guards that the Spurs have in particular, not to mention Champagnie, who can knock down threes, Devin Vassell, who can get hot, but it's the three guards in particular. Of course, I'm talking Fox, Castle, and Harper, that if the three of them play well at the same time, you can get away with Wemby not being as good, at least offensively.
Sure.
And that might be a key in game two.
So what was funny about that too is, because you're right, and I know someone in the YouTube chat, and you can always, join the show, watch us, and tag along, give your comments. We always love the participation. But someone in the chat had mentioned like the bench for the Spurs and the guards have to be particularly good tonight to win.
Sure.
And I wouldn't disagree with you. The funny thing is I remember reading a stat in the Oklahoma City Thunder series, and I believe they only outscored in terms of their bench, Oklahoma City's bench one time in that series, in terms of the Spurs, which was interesting to me, considering they do have a lot of like talent, like you just mentioned, that does come off the bench, and can be clutch at certain points.
Dylan Harper was essentially the San Antonio Spurs bench. The Spurs bench scored 20 total points in game one. Harper had 16 of them.
Yeah.
Right, like Harper was the bench for the Spurs, and in terms of the starters, I mean, Wemby still gave you 26, although he was not an efficient shooter and spent way too much time on the perimeter. He had 12 of his points at the free throw line. Champagnie was 5 of 10 from three-point range, 16 points. It's hard to feel like, man, maybe we wasted that a little bit, because Champagnie can get hot, and he's a really efficient shooter, but he sometimes can be a little feast or famine, as you would expect from role players. Sometimes you're going to get great looks for him, and he's going to get into a rhythm. Other times, he's not going to get that rhythm because other guys are touching the basketball. Champagnie's a really good fit player in that sense to keep that spacing going. Stephon Castle had 17. This is not intended to be disrespectful at all to Castle. I don't really remember a lot of it. Like, Dylan Harper came in and brought an energy and brought a scoring that was like, wow.
Yeah.
Stephon Castle scored 17 points. Definitely had some good moments, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like it was different to me than what Harper did.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's absolutely no doubt about it. Like, only getting 7 points from De'Aaron Fox. And we're going to talk a lot about, especially at 1 o'clock, Fox's scoring and I think what fans want him to do or expect him to do because of how much he's being paid, plus what we saw him do for the Kings against the Warriors in the playoffs versus what the Spurs want him to do. And could the Spurs be maybe a little bit wrong, or is De'Aaron Fox not putting his foot on the accelerator as much as he should be? We'll talk about that in terms of Fox's scoring specifically. But Dylan Harper spoke to the media yesterday, and he talked about the three guards. He talked about himself, Fox, and Stephon Castle, and he used the word unstoppable when describing the three of them.
Dylan, these last couple of games, Mitch has had you, De'Aaron, and Steph on the court at the same time. Do you like, in terms of from your offensive game and your flow, do you like the three of you being on the court at the same time? And then kind of B, are there any adjustments you make with those two other guys on the floor at the same time?
Yeah, being on the floor with them two, I mean, it just opens the game so much for me and them two and everyone else on the floor that, I mean, we all kind of have that ability to get to the rim and get to the paint, just open up the world for everyone else. So, I mean, being on the floor with them, it's a blessing. I mean, it opens up things for me, opens up things for Vic, Steph, Fox, and whoever else is on the floor with us. So, I mean, I enjoy being on the floor with them. And adjusting, really just, being off the ball is, I feel like, nothing new for me. Kind of been off the ball all year. I kind of feel like I could do whatever the team needs me to do to go out there and win. And I feel like us having three guards out there is pretty unstoppable.
So I'm actively looking up right now what the best five-man lineups are for the San Antonio Spurs specifically. And I'm curious how many of them feature the three of them. The issue that I have with the potential of the three of them playing together for long stretches is I think the length of the New York Knicks then becomes a problem because I think the Knicks do have overall more impactful wing depth than the San Antonio Spurs do. Like OJ Anunoby and Mikal Bridges in particular, I don't know if you can run a 3-guard lineup with both of them on the floor at the same time while you're also so focused on trying to stop Jalen Brunson as much as possible with the offense flowing through Karl Anthony Towns. Josh Hart is technically a guard, but he plays bigger because of the energy and effort that he plays with specifically. So that's why I think we've seen the Spurs and Mitch Johnson have to be a little more subjective or very specific with when he runs those three together, and usually it's in limited bursts until he takes one of them out of the game to give them a little bit of rest, and then he'll pair Castle and Harper together, and then you'll see Harper come out, and it'll be Fox and Castle together, then you'll go Castle out, and it'll be Fox and Harper together. It's just this. That's where the Spurs are pretty powerful because typically you always have one of those three on the floor at all times, and a lot of times you're able to get two of the three out there on the floor together.
Which is usually beneficial.
Yes. So adding all three and putting all three on the floor, you have to offensively win those minutes because defensively you're giving up size, and against a team like the Knicks, giving up size is a gamble.
Exactly.
But when you have a 7'4" dude, maybe you can afford to give up some size sometimes.
Yeah, well, but that's and this is the kind of stuff, I guess, like you said, I don't know like how much you tinker with it in this game too. Like I'm assuming that if they don't get off to the start that they want, and I don't see that happening. I really do feel like the way that they've made it a pattern to respond in these games when they come out and, either have a bad game or they lose the lead in some of these games like they did in this last game one. I don't feel like that's going to be an issue setting the tone. But if it is and they, start experimenting with some of these like 3-guard lineups, then I don't blame them. Like you kind of have to just figure that out what is best at that moment. Because again, this is a total different team than you played in the Oklahoma City Thunder.
So I sorted the lineups for the Spurs just in the playoffs by minutes, not by net rating. Because if you sort by net rating, you'll have these lineups that played like 2 minutes together but had a phenomenal stretch. Right. So that their net rating is ridiculous.
Jordan McLaughlin, the net rating hero.
Exactly. To no surprise, the lineup that's played the most minutes in the playoffs together in San Antonio is the starting five: Fox, Vassell, Champagnie, Wembanyama, and Stephon Castle. They've played 184 minutes together, and their net rating is 23.4.
Okay.
A very similar lineup, but take out De'Aaron Fox and put in Dylan Harper, which is what a lot of people thought the Spurs should do at the end of the last game. Their net rating in 58 minutes together is 19.8 compared to 23.4. So it's slightly worse.
It's down.
Now it's over a smaller sample size, but it's slightly worse. 19.8
and
is still
that's just with flopping out Fox and Hart, like flip-flop. Okay.
Yes, and believe it or not, both the offensive net rating and the defensive rating. So the offensive rating and defensive rating are better with Fox on the floor with the other four starters versus Harper on the floor with the other four starters, which you would expect from the amount of money that you're giving De'Aaron Fox right now and the fact that he's a 28-year-old veteran versus a rookie.
Yeah.
That doesn't erase anything that Harper does, but this is one of the reasons why like Mitch Johnson is going, no, I'm giving Fox those minutes down the stretch even if Fox isn't playing well, because we have the numbers to suggest that this unit is very comfortable together, they work well together, and they're better on both ends of the floor. Doesn't mean it's always going to work out that way. I'm still searching through to find Fox and Harper and Castle on the floor together, and it doesn't happen as much as you would think in terms of minutes played.
I actually didn't think it would be that high.
Well, they don't do it much at all in the playoffs. They just did it briefly in game one.
Yes, so here's Fox. I'm still looking for it. Yeah, they have not done it a lot in terms of minutes. Come on, I got to find this.
Can't you just control F?
No, well, not necessarily. Yeah, I'm going through. I'm now down to 10 total minutes played, and there's still not a lineup. Unless I'm totally missing it, there's still not a lineup of Fox, Castle,
I guess that proves the
and
point.
Harper
Then
together.
Maybe it's not.
So they haven't been playing too much together during the playoffs with that 3-guard lineup. I am interested about the regular season though, and I'll dive into that a little bit later. But I think that is something that it's almost like a transition. I think Mitch Johnson can get away with the three of them playing together for 2 to 3 minute stretches in transition while you're trying to just throw a different look out there or force the New York Knicks to match you with the going small with their size. And again, having Wemby out there certainly changes some things. But I truly do not see a scenario unless either De'Aaron Fox's injury is really bothering him, which he's not going to use it as an excuse, but at some point, if either Mitch Johnson notices it or the trainers know it or Fox himself notices, hey, I'm potentially hurting my team by being out there trying to battle through this injury when Harper is healthier, although Harper.
Yeah, I was like, Harper's not 100% healthy.
He's been dinged up too, but he looked great in game one. I just don't see this year a scenario where the Spurs are going to change what they've been doing all year long now that they're in the NBA Finals to take Fox out of the game and give Harper those minutes down the stretch when that, granted it wasn't in game one, but in the season that the Spurs have had and in their game plan, that is the time where they need and lean on De'Aaron Fox the most. I just don't see them making a change that drastic from what they've been doing this deep into the playoffs in the freaking NBA Finals when it's helped get you here. And it's also important to remember, too, that while Harper definitely played better than De'Aaron Fox in game one, there's no questioning that. When Dylan Harper was on the floor, it was during much of the New York Knicks run in the second half that turned a 14-point Spurs lead into a 0 in 4 minutes. Harper was on the floor for that.
Yeah, and that's where we saw the really great performance by Cat, too, just defensively as well, locked in. So I do, and you see more of the Spurs fans kind of and what they're doing in terms of responding to, all the Fox stuff. But I have read a few articles in terms of people maybe wanting to see Harper, more, or I even saw, I know this would not happen, but starting Harper, there's all this out here now that
you can't do that. You can't make that drastic of a change.
Exactly.
In the finals.
And they're not going to. Mitch Johnson is not going to. You made a great point. At this point, you have to just continue to trust your guys. Now, again, if after this game two or this game two gets crazy out of hand and you need to make some changes, you're like, okay, we got to figure some things out because Fox is truly hurting, right? Which I don't think is the case. I don't think it's hurting him that much. I think he just had a bad game. Then you maybe have to start figuring out how to change things around. But it's not going to happen in game two.
I'm sifting through their best net ratings lineups even during the regular season, and I'm not seeing much of the three guards playing together either way. So I get when you have this much talent, sometimes you want to play them all as much as you can. I'm just not seeing very many instances where the Spurs have done it this year. And again, they've gotten this far by doing this. So to expect Mitch Johnson to make drastic changes is absurd. They're going to have faith in what they've done and how they're going to get it right. That doesn't mean that Fox doesn't have to step up and play better. That doesn't mean that in general, the Spurs won't make any tweaks depending upon how the flow of the game is going. But to expect drastic changes between game one and game two just because you lost game one, that was very winnable despite the fact that the Spurs did not play well and Fox did not play well, it's a bit of an overreaction there. It's a bit of an overreaction to say the least. Well, on the Knicks side of things, a ring might not be the only thing that Mike Brown gets if he wins these finals. I'll explain when we come back. Plus, we have to talk about Jalen Brunson, too. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Should the Kings trade up for a chance at Darius Acuff Jr.? Or are they better off staying put with a 7th overall pick? Hear the entire breakdown from Matt and Kayla right now at SactownSports.com or on the Sactown Sports app.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
It's Big O Tire's anniversary sales event. Now through June 14th. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Plus, you'll also get our industry-leading ProTech Plus warranty for free. Disposal fees extra. Not good with other offers. See Big O dealer for pricing.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Believe it or not, in case you missed earlier in the week when Kayla and I both made our decisions for who we're actually pulling for in this series, as much as I, of course, have talked about De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes, and the San Antonio Spurs throughout this run, I'm rooting for Mike Brown. I'm rooting for Mike Brown.
Oh, yeah.
I'm rooting for the New York Knicks. I think the Knicks have been a phenomenal story from when they were down 2-1 to Atlanta in the first round. Mm-hmm. And people were losing their minds. And Knicks fans, and rightfully so, they're Knicks fans. But people were calling already for Mike Brown's job. Yep. People were freaking out. Cat sucks. He's never going to get it done. Jalen Brunson, you can't win with a small guard. They don't even have a superstar on that team. And they haven't lost since. And not only that, I know they didn't demolish the Spurs in game 1, of course. But for the most part, they've been demolishing everybody in their path. And you love to see it because, one, Mike has made some very obvious adjustments that speak to the importance of coaching and having the right coach recognize the right system and the right way to use players, and how he's used Karl Anthony Towns and how he's really unlocked in so many ways. Karl Anthony Towns at his best. A lot of people have started using the word mature when it comes to describe how Karl Anthony Towns is playing. I give Cat a lot of credit. I think Cat has discovered what's more important than him being the leading scorer and taking a lot of shots is him playing efficient basketball that runs through him. And the guy that got him there was Mike Brown. I believe that not only will Mike Brown get a lot of deserved respect finally, should he get this ring and lead the Knicks to this title. There are going to be a lot of people that will have to go back to freezing cold takes. Will have a day going back to all the takes when the Knicks first hired Mike Brown. Everyone saying, Mike can't get the job done. Lame duck coach, placeholder until someone else becomes available. They'll have a field day finding all those tweets and all those takes from people. But I wonder if Mike Brown, with a win in these playoffs, will put himself into the conversation for being a Hall of Fame coach. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility by any means.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, winning, I think it's just so hard to win a championship. And like you mentioned, he's obviously done it on staffs, like where he's not the head coach, which he still always, I think, when related to those teams and talked about with those teams, he still talked about a big presence on the staff.
Oh, big time.
Right? And he's come close, or he's gotten to a certain point with other teams, but always the expectation is to win it all as a head coach.
Sure.
And at some point, when you're not doing it, it's like we forget about all the other stuff that they've done in their career that is very worthy of that title of a future Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah.
I think there is definitely a question it could be argued if he does lead this team coaching-wise to a championship.
Yeah.
Also because you're looking at an interesting year where he not only, for the most part, they went through some tough times. Don't get me wrong. There were some questions, like you said, about his coaching, or, that's where it went, at least during the season after, I think, the Cup win.
Yeah, they hit a lull.
Right, they hit that lull. But then that's where you look at the great coaching job, again, that he was able to do with getting Cat all the way bought in.
Yep.
With some of these players specifically. And give the players credit, too. But I think just the way that they got to this spot, I know it was the Eastern Conference side, but again, let's look at the domination that they had with each Eastern Conference team for the most part. And then if you're able to say, hey, we got past whatever team came out of the West, whether that be Oklahoma City or San Antonio, they were both worthy of being in that spot if you think about it. And the guy that has stole the show in Victor Wembanyama the entire playoffs for the most part.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, it's a hell of a run. It would be a heck of a story of how he got it done.
If he wins a ring, it's hard to find what he hasn't done, because he's coached some of the greats, right? He coached a young LeBron. He's coached Kobe. He was an assistant, but he was a very important part of the Golden State Warriors coaching staff. And you'll hear Draymond Green and Stephen Curry talk so much. Stephen Curry talks so much about what Mike Brown meant to that team and how he was basically the captain of the defense of that team. And the Warriors, of course, they could shoot the you-know-what out the ball, but they were a very, very solid, very sound defensive team for so many years. So he's coached the greats. Okay, well, a lot of people are saying, well, he's only been good when he's coached the greats. No, he took over an organization in Sacramento that hadn't been good for almost 2 decades and immediately turned them around. First ever unanimous coach of the year after that year. He's 40th all-time in wins during the regular season. He has 507 wins. And he has 60% win-loss percentage. So he's won 60% of the games during the regular season he's ever coached. He's 18th all-time in wins in the playoffs as a head coach. 63 wins in the playoffs. He's got a 60% win-loss percentage in the playoffs. You add a ring on top of that, a ring in New York City, a ring with the Knicks, who have not been here in decades. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I didn't
Mike
know
Brown,
he was from Columbus, Ohio, by the way. I was just looking at that.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike.
There's a military family.
Yeah.
He would belong, in my opinion, in the conversation. I'm not ready to anoint him give him the Hall of Fame induction as soon as he is done celebrating with a Larry O'Brien trophy. Not saying that necessarily, but to dismiss, and people continue to just dismiss what he does because there hasn't been the ring at the end of it. He's 3 wins away from that in a job that has arguably the most pressure of any job in the league, and he's taken it on to a new level. He still needs 3 more wins. If he doesn't get those 3 wins, there's certainly going to be some heat that comes with that.
Yeah.
But he's going against Wemby. He's done it with this Knicks team, the way they've won it or won to this point, how red hot they've been during the playoffs. There's a lot that will speak to Mike Brown and how deserving he would be of Hall of Fame recognition.
Yeah. So Brick Ripsaw, this is called selective hearing when you don't listen all the way. He has not won a championship in terms of NBA championship as an actual head coach. Like he has as an associate. That's the point, though.
Yeah.
People want to see that label. And if you're a head coach and you get it done in terms of a championship as a head coach, it means a lot more than as an associate head coach.
And
that's my point.
That's what we're talking here. We're not saying Mike Brown is a Hall of Famer today. If Mike gets this ring, especially the way that the Knicks have been playing, Mike is in the conversation. He's in the conversation because there have been a number of coaches that are more surefire Hall of Famers than Mike is and probably ever will be that have never won a championship. Don Nelson, Jerry Sloan, George Karl, Rick Adelman never won a title.
Yeah,
Rick
there's
Adelman's
a lot of good coaches.
A Hall of Famer. And these guys have a boatload of wins under their belt as head coaches compared to Mike. At least many of them do. But there are a lot of Hall of Fame head coaches with just one. I don't want to say just as if it's easy to win multiple rings.
Again, it's hard.
I mean, Doc Rivers has one Hall of Famer. Larry Brown has one. Lenny Wilkins has one. Trying to look at another couple. Bill Sharman, who's a Hall of Famer, has one. Like, this would put him in a pretty elite category as a championship coach, and the circumstances of how he won and who he did it with and all of the things that he's handled in his career. Again, you cannot just say, now I think Phil Jackson's one of the greatest coaches of all time, but a lot of people will, of course, try to undermine Phil Jackson because, well, he was fortunate enough to coach Michael's Bulls and then Kobe and Shaq's Lakers. Like, people will use that to take away from the coach. Again, I'm not arguing Mike Brown is the coach that Phil Jackson is and deserves that kind of recognition, but Mike has done it. He would have done it with a team, this New York Knicks team, who people argued don't have a star, even though I think they do in Jalen Brunson. He would have done it with this team. He would have coached LeBron to a finals. Now they lost. Coached Kobe. Things didn't go great in LA. Of course they didn't. But also turned around the Sacramento Kings in that one season, which nobody's been able to do since Rick Adelman to this point. That context matters in the conversation. Is he a first ballot surefire Hall of Famer? No, not necessarily. But this ring puts Mike Brown in a conversation to get the sort of respect and recognition that I think his numbers and his career deserve, but haven't to this point because he's lacked that, well, he's got to get that ring. He's 3 wins away from it, and I hope he gets it. I really do hope he gets it. Speaking of Shaquille O'Neal, who I mentioned earlier, he gave out his all-time starting 5. Who is in that starting 5? Well, Kayla Anderson will tell us about it in Q&K on a Friday. That's coming up next. Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Are the 2026 Sacramento Kings missing a little bit of dog mentality?
Maybe that's not the best way to measure dogness, but I want to see you chirp at the other team. I want to see you chirping at your own team. I feel like we have not seen a ton of emotion on this team in years. I'd like to see a little bit of hum you. I want to see that, Whitey. I like that.
Who let the dogs out?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising. higher still.
Till the savings Wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap GoodRx, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Power your drive with Mobil 1 Motor Oil. Buy 5 quarts, get $15 back, and score a fast and furious prize after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento Rivercats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your Rivercats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
I keep seeing celebrities posts, me in the 90s versus now. Well, the person staring at me in the mirror is definitely not the same person that could pull off bootcut jeans. Time creeps up on us so slowly. You don't see it until suddenly you do. Same thing goes for your bills. $1 here, an uptick there. It's a slow burn until one day you realize the price you're paying now is way higher than when you signed up. But at T-Mobile, customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. And with T-Mobile on their experience plans, you get a 5-year price guarantee, so you know exactly what your plan price will be for the next 5 years. So at least that's one thing that won't change over time. I can't guarantee you'll still look good with frosted tips, but T-Mobile can give you a clear guarantee on your wireless plan.
Lower bills based on HRSX billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com.
MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is taking on Cal Expo this summer. Catch live music performances and more than 100 top skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete. June 26th through June 28th. Get your tickets now at xgames.com.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
It's time for Q&K. Kayla's got questions. We've got answers. It's Q&K on Matt and Kayla.
Q&K time with Kayla Anderson here on a Friday, every Monday and every Friday. Kayla brings us the heat when it comes to these questions that she comes up with, and this one features the big diesel. Shaquille O'Neal last night having a little fun, as he always does, and anytime Shaq does something like this, you know it's going to be controversial. Kayla, what's our Q&K of the day?
Yeah, so for the Q&K of the day, pretty simple. So Shaq was on a podcast last night, revealed his all-time starting 5, and simply, do you agree? Or if you don't, what changes would you make? And the starting lineup would be Steph Curry at the 1, Kobe Bryant at the 2, Michael Jordan at the 3, Tim Duncan at the 4, and of course, Shaq puts himself at the 5.
He's gotta. Shaq's always gonna put himself at the 5.
So that's the question.
Damn, no LeBron is crazy.
That's the caveat. Like
what's the point of having Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant?
I mean, he's gonna put Kobe in because Kobe's his boy
he played with him.
and all-time legend.
Yeah,
right?
and they've reconciled. The beef is squashed now because obviously Kobe is gone.
Well, I think they squashed the beef before that too.
No, it's true, but now Shaq is like the biggest Kobe defender.
Of course.
Like Shaq has now come around to like
that's his boy.
Yeah, now I'm here for Kobe.
But if Shaq were to put Kobe in and not Michael, who of course Shaq played against for many, many years. He did play with LeBron though in Cleveland. That's the funny part. They were teammates, although that was at the end of Shaq's career.
Which, by the way, Mike Brown also coached him.
True.
Like you were talking about the Mike Brown thing earlier. It's funny because you can basically go through every one of the 10 best players of the 21st century, and at some point Mike Brown has coached them. Like either as an assistant or as a head coach.
He's always involved or attached to greatness. You put together an all-time starting 5 of just Mike Brown's players that he's been with. I guess if we're gonna take or put LeBron in there, is it Tim Duncan that has to go then?
Well, no, it's Kobe.
It's Kobe, but Shaq's not going to do that. If it's ours, then maybe, but Shaq's not going to do that.
Yeah.
I always want to put Kobe in too, though, because I loved and hated
but
Kobe
is Shaq? I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter if this is Shaq's. What is yours? Like, what would you do? Because Shaq's putting himself in there.
I think I would do Steph. I would do Michael. I would do LeBron. I think I would put Shaq in there just because I never really saw Kareem. I never obviously saw Wilt.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq was the most dominant center that I've ever seen until we'll see how Wemby's career goes.
We've got some answers in the chat here, too. Terrence Cole says he loves the lineup. LBJ doesn't need to be in there, though. Spencer says, I'm a big KG guy, so him over Duncan. Kobe and Jordan also play defense. People.
LeBron is a defense.
I was going to say, LeBron's played great defense.
LeBron was first team all defense back in his prime.
He's been a phenomenal defense. One of his most famous plays ever in the finals was the block.
11th North says, I don't need Braun on the team.
A lot of Braun hate.
I know.
He's like great for this too because he distributes.
Right. Michael said KD ?
LeBron's arguably one of the most well-rounded players of all time too.
He just isn't the most liked overall.
He
is polarizing.
He low-key is the most well-rounded player of all time.
Yeah,
like
he really is.
I think there's a lot of fatigue with LeBron because of just how long he's been around, but that'll go away as soon as he retires, I think.
Okay, Kayla, you said the interesting name that so granted, I'm a little baby child. I've only been watching basketball for like 15 years. So I can't speak to Michael Jordan. I can't speak to like Magic Johnson. Like kind of Tim Duncan, but like the prime Tim Duncan was like the years that the Kings were playing great.
He and Dirk were unstoppable.
Yeah, Dirk's another good one. But if you taking like just the last 15 to 20 years, like Kevin Durant is such an interesting case because he's going to be top 5 in like every counting stat. MVP, finals MVP. He might be the number 2 scorer of all time when it's all said and done. But I don't think anyone is like jumping to put Kevin Durant on any of these lists.
Do you think
which is
it's
crazy.
recency though? Like just in terms of like if we asked this question maybe, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5, like do you think it changes at all with just his recent play?
I don't think
or
so.
Not play, but success, I should say.
Because like the end of Michael Jordan's career with the Wizards didn't like taint the legacy of Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
I just think
he's just so different.
Someone made a really great point with Durant one time, and I think it's funny, which is if you played out Kevin Durant's career in 1,000 multiverses, are we living in the worst version of Kevin Durant's career? Like, he is still one of the 15 greatest players ever, but the idea of him not being a generational star and Steph and LeBron kind of taking all the titles from him. I know KD won with Steph, but like the idea that Steph and LeBron are seen as this generation's great players and not KD is kind of crazy.
We had some people ask about Pippen too. Like they're like, you can't put MJ in without Pippen. Yeah, that's just, I get what you're doing there, but no, this is like overall starters.
Yeah, to me, like I think the legacy of KD hurts him. The fact that he's bounced around so much versus like Kobe all in LA, Steph all in Golden State. KD had to join Golden State to get the ring. Like he could have been the legacy guy with the Thunder / Sonics, but he hasn't been, and now he's bounced all over the league since then. And I think that hurts him. Tim Duncan, legacy guy with the Spurs.
Or like in LeBron's case, he just beat the respect out of people. Like LeBron just kept winning and winning and winning so much that people were like...
He kind of won every,
Yeah, there's nothing... Like he won 8 straight conference championships. Like people eventually just gave in to like, okay, obviously you're incredible.
Yeah. Magic Johnson has been brought up a few times on here.
Him versus Steph is the fun one.
Him versus Steph.
I think, genuinely, the only change that I would make to this, if it were me, is LeBron instead of Duncan.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to take Kobe out. For me.
I mean, I'm taking Kobe
it's
out.
like it's almost kind of like you got to be a little biased
for sure
in your own lineup.
It's your era.
Yeah, it's kind of like who you grew up with, who made the biggest impact for you. Because there's people that grew up in eras of Larry Bird and, like you said, Magic Johnson and all that, and I get that.
Kind of thinking, like, is there anybody in the quote unquote modern era that has a chance to be like in this conversation? Like Giannis, Jokic, possibly Wemby, right? Like the post LeBron, KD, Steph generation. I don't know if there's anybody that people are going to regard as close enough to get to this list, but maybe that's for people younger than us to decide, like, bro, you don't understand. Jokic was something else, or like Giannis is the greatest forward I've ever seen.
Or if Wemby can, for some reason, I know odds are against players, with injuries and especially with that body type and size, but like if he stays healthy, his majority of his career,
numbers are going to be there, but I don't know. Am I weird in saying when I look at Jokic, I don't think dominance, I just think incredible numbers, but does Jokic dominate the way that we've seen bigs dominate?
I think it's just a different kind of domination.
Yeah, it's more skill versus just power. And like when I think the center position of all time, you think power, you think Shaq.
But I think that's why I appreciate Jokic so much, is that he is a first of his kind in terms of the, like, quote unquote point center.
Yep.
Right? When Scottie Pippen came into the league, well, really Magic Johnson was really the first point forward. And it was like, oh my gosh, this guy's 6'10", and he can do all these things with the ball.
Yep.
And Jokic is the first version. And I think Jokic wasn't allowed to exist in previous eras because of three-point shooting, right? The floor spacing is what allows Jokic to, pass like Magic Johnson and shoot like, a great shooter and do all the dominant big man things. I think as time goes on, we're going to appreciate Jokic more and more. That's kind of just my thought. I think if we have this same conversation 15 years from now.
I appreciate him. It's hard. And it's hard, too, when you do these conversations and these aren't guys that, did deep playoff runs, and you're having these, like, current conversations.
Well, the other thing, too, that nukes, because obviously championships matter so much in these conversations, but the modern NBA is like, hey, one title for Giannis, one title for Jokic, one title for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one title for Anthony Davis. It's
the parody.
Yeah, they've all kind of knocked each other out.
They should have asked, like, Shaq, okay, you can put yourself in, but you have to give us, if you're not putting yourself in, you have to give us who would be in that spot. They should have asked him.
There would have been a really adorable moment for Shaq to put Barkley as his 4.
That would be funny.
And then just go, nope, psych.
I have a feeling that if you told Shaq you can't do yourself, he would do either Wilt Chamberlain or Kareem.
I'd guess Kareem.
Kind of like the godfathers of the sport.
I would guess Kareem, as the Laker legend that he is. It's Shaq for me. Even though I hated him growing up.
Good old Shaq.
Yeah, he's the well, he was the last of an era, and now Wemby's around again as the dominant big man. But Wemby's also kind of his own thing.
We're going to switch gears now to some Sacramento Kings talk. We know the Kings want to get better defensively. Well, not even want to. They need to get better defensively. Well, has Scott Perry secretly started bolstering that side of the roster, giving Doug actual pieces to work with? And could they already have a perimeter defensive specialist of the future on the roster? Someone that might give Perry the confidence to draft an offensive guard like Darius Acuff Jr. We'll discuss that when we return. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Today on the pod, we're talking to Megan, trapeze artist and Scratchers enthusiast. So, Megan, what do you like about playing Scratchers?
Well, they're easy to play when I'm hanging around.
Oh, okay. Like when you're relaxing?
No, like when I'm hanging on the trapeze. I swing upside down, then do a quadruple somersault, all while playing Scratchers. Watch this. Ta-da!
Unbelievable.
I know, right?
Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
Sacramento. Get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back on Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power In Road for crazy deals on Milwaukee tools. We're talking 20% off all Milwaukee pack-out, hand tools, and tool accessories. Free goods and dollars off your order and certain spend amounts. And overall insane deals on Milwaukee batteries and Bear tools again. June 12th from 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and June 13th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Visit fastenersinc.net for more info.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd. To the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
As we get into some Sacramento Kings / NBA draft talk, I want to remind you at noon, Nathan Grubel of No Ceilings, NBA draft analyst, is going to join us. We'll have plenty to talk to him about with this draft class as rumors are swirling and moves are being made, and we're hearing all of a sudden Nate Ament could be now a pick for the Brooklyn Nets, and you never know. Things change quickly in this draft time, and a lot of it typically goes around who's working out with who, right, and what's been going on. Well, here's an interesting note from Jonathan Wasserman that involves Darius Acuff Jr. Apparently, Acuff is in Chicago today working out for the Bulls, per a source. He worked out for the Nets on Wednesday and has the Jazz and Bucks coming up next. I do think that's interesting because, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I haven't heard anything specific about him working out for the Kings. We know all the connections that he has with the Kings, but I haven't seen any news of him coming to Sacramento and doing any kind of workout for the Kings.
Yeah, I don't, and I think that stuff becomes public no matter what. I would think it would be a public thing where people would find out a lot about it, unless, again, why would they be even caring to keep it in, though? Of course you're going to work out Acuff. He's been linked to you, but right. Even if he wasn't linked to you, you would probably bring him in at that spot.
Right.
So, yeah, unless he comes closer to that, like, draft time, I don't know, but we haven't really heard a lot of these
Any of the
guys.
Top ones, right.
So maybe we won't. Maybe it just depends on what's coming out of the Kings organization.
A lot of the workouts that have been happening, including, I think there's one today, and we have Brendan's been putting it out there. Brendan Nunes from Sactown Sports, Sean Cunningham from KCRA3 has been putting it out there. A lot of guys that are potential second-round picks. So obviously the Kings are doing their due diligence with that. They have 2 second-rounders in this year's draft. But with the 7th pick, you would expect more of them to. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not seeing other individual stuff. We know that Scott was in Houston meeting with, San Antonio, meeting with Kingston Fleming's family. Could that have involved a workout? I think we probably would have heard about that, right? If there was one?
Yeah, it is a little hush-hush. Hey, that could just be the way the Kings are doing their business right now, too. Like, we don't want to put it out there, and maybe it gets out there by chance by agents, but I would say maybe we're just keeping things close to quarters, or we might just hear like a group of it in a row next week or something.
It could be. It would be interesting, Kayla, if there's a lot of smoke that's out there. There's Acuff smoke, there's Fleming smoke, but behind the smoke, there's the actual workouts, and what's happening in those workouts are being kept private and individual to those players. That'd be pretty interesting. Of course, they all spent time together and met together at the Combine and things like that as well, although I don't believe there are individual workouts at the Combine unless I missed something there.
Yeah, but you just had heard a little bit about, I think, what was it, with Acuff's camp, that they possibly would want to go to Sacramento.
Right. And then we know there are individual meetings between front offices and players at the Combine.
Yeah.
But a lot of those are like, let's get this conversation started, and then let's continue it in our own practice facility with a workout or things of that nature. So, again, Acuff is working out with the Chicago Bulls today, who have the 4th pick. He already worked out with the Nets, who have the 6th pick, the pick ahead of the Kings. And he's apparently going to work out for, the Jazz and somebody else. I can't remember who else, but all right. Acuff's making the rounds, as he should.
Milwaukee.
Thank you. I don't think Acuff's
Sorry, Bucks.
Dream on,
Bucks are going to use Giannis to move up to go get Acuff.
Well, I was about to say they're going to have pick 10 and 13 once they make that deal with the Heat. So at that point, Clippers, you like pick 10 and 13?
Yeah. Well, we know that the Kings obviously defensively want to improve. They need to get better. We know Doug Christie, how much he talks about defense. And for so long, like Mike Brown was the same way. That was the one area where there were clearly disagreements between Mike Brown and Doug Christie in terms of coaching. But both of them are defensive-centric coaches. And the one thing the Kings never did roster-wise is give the defenders to Mike that he wanted or needed, or more of them at the very least. And we saw that in terms of how much they struggled against a team like the New Orleans Pelicans, who had a ton of length, a ton of defenders, and the Kings just stood no chance. Well, Scott Perry has quietly started to bolster the potential for the Kings having some defensive depth. And there's one guy in particular, Kayla, that you and I talked about a lot during the regular season. Remember what we talked about all the time? It's like, what is he? What is he?
Yep.
Talking about Nick Clifford. The final handful of weeks to month of the season, Nick led the NBA in steals. He got more playing time and started making more of a defensive impact. So could the Kings feel or believe that while it's not minusing anything that he does on offense, because they believe that he can handle the basketball too, is it realistic for Scott Perry and Doug Christie to think, hey, maybe Nick Clifford could be that versatile perimeter defensive specialist that we need?
Yes. I say that because right now, and again, we're talking about Doug's way right now. And maybe Perry is aligned with some of that as well because Doug's still here.
Right.
But if we're going to start really moving in the direction that we aren't just saying words that defense matters and that, what's his whole saying that he said last year to start the year?
Which one?
Doug.
They know what you have for breakfast?
No.
94 feet?
Yes.
The 94 feet?
They know what you ate for breakfast.
Well, that too. The 94 feet thing.
Oh, we're going to defend 94 feet?
Yes.
The other funny one was we're going to be 82-0 in the fight.
Yeah, there were a couple. But in all seriousness, I don't really want to hear that all the time. But
no one does.
If we are going to emphasize defense, and even so much where you guys asked questions to him about offensive performances or lack of on certain nights, and he literally was shut it down.
Yep.
If we are going to play that role and build that moving forward, they truly have to start identifying some of these players that they want to improve or be able to actually help on the defensive end. And I think right now, when you look at the roster, and especially if you look at the roster of young guys that are going to probably be on this team for the next few years while they're building it. Neek's the one that stands out to me, and we're already talking about what is Neek's grand role? Like, what's the role we want to identify with Neek?
Right.
Now, at some point, being versatile is fine. That's great, but I think it would be very beneficial to not only the Kings, but to Neek himself if he could have that, defending-wise, though, like, that's our defender. Like that, like we can put him on the outside or whatever you just had mentioned with the perimeter defense.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Neek could be that guy, but you are specifically going to have to start to work with him this summer with particular parts of that.
Yeah.
But I truly feel like if there is a guy on the roster that I could see maybe going more into that role with the focus of the defense, like he would be the one.
Yeah. Neek, his measurements at the combine last year, he measured at 6'5" barefoot.
Yeah.
With a 6'8" wingspan.
Yep.
And of course, we know how much wingspan matters with defense. He used that wingspan to his advantage this past season, where he averaged for the season just under a steal a game. But I think he averaged like 2.5 steals or around 2 steals a game for like the final month of the year.
Which was wild.
He just got better at playing the passing lanes, and he just got a little more comfortable with the on-ball defense because he's long, and he moves well enough on the perimeter. He needs to continue to get better at this when guarding like point guards, but he moves well enough on the perimeter to be able to handle the responsibility of defending guards, I believe. The question is, can that become his elite skill? Can that become what he does? Like, we've talked about Neek being a Swiss Army knife, right?
Sure.
And the Kings believe he has the potential to run the offense, to at least handle the basketball a little bit. We wanted him to shoot a little bit more, and the three-point shot wasn't always there the way that I think the Kings are hoping it would be, and Neek showed off his ability to create for himself and create for others a little bit offensively. You still want all of that.
Yeah.
But if you could count on when Neek Clifford comes into the game, the perimeter defensive effort and level is going to pick up, I think that's a fair and realistic hope for the Kings organization for what Neek's role would be on the future of the Sacramento Kings.
And I just think that is part of, we talk about, the development of these players, and look, it's not going to be exactly what it might have been in college to what it is going to be with your role on this team with this coach now. And I think that's a good role for them to and again, he doesn't have to take away from everything else that he's worked on the offensive side. But I do almost feel like, too, if you can embrace that role and find that confidence like he started to do with this, getting the steals, and like that can help his overall game as well. Because I think with Neek, we've always questioned. I love Neek, by the way. He's probably one of my favorite rookies. Like, we've questioned at times, like, not the confidence, but what am I I know we've had this. It's like
he was like trying to figure out how to fit.
Yes.
Especially with the veterans.
Yes. So that's not a confidence thing per se, but there is confidence maneuvered somewhere in there.
Like him trying to figure out
identity.
Him trying to figure out when to get his and versus when to fill the role.
That's what it is. It's almost like where to be the alpha sometimes.
Right. And that is something that defensively, no matter what's going on, defensively you can take on that responsibility of no matter what, I'm going to make sure whoever I'm guarding on the perimeter is not scoring on me.
Yes.
I don't have to worry about what my role is on the offense or when I shoot the basketball. I can be that guy. Now you have to have the skill to be able to do that. You also have to have like an extra drive or an extra level of desire to do that. And I can't tell you if Neek has that.
I don't know.
But if the Kings were to challenge that, if Doug Christie were to go to Neek over the course of this summer and say, hey, during the Summer League, during the California Classic, which I expect Neek to play in, obviously we want to see you score a little bit better because you're now a second-year NBA player and you should be able to dominate this level of competition a little bit better. But we want to see you dominate on the defensive end. We want to see you shut down whoever you're defending. And I wonder, because secretly, Kayla, Scott has actually put together at least a list of guys that give Doug options defensively. Keegan Murray, we've always known has been on this roster, and he's taken on the brunt of all defensive responsibilities and kind of been on an island in that sense. He's still here. They brought in DeAndre Hunter both to hopefully add some three-point shooting, but also add some more perimeter defense and some length on the perimeter. You have Nick Clifford and his potential. Dylan Cardwell, a rim protector in the paint as a center. Not to mention, as of right now, Devin Carter's still on the team. He has defensive potential. Max has defensive potential. Daquan Plowden has defensive potential. I'm not saying the Kings suddenly have a great defensive roster, but Doug has pieces to work with compared to, I think, what he came into last season with.
Sure, and all of those pieces that you mentioned for the most part. Now, I know DeAndre Hunter is not some young buck, and I know Plowden is not some young buck, but I do believe, like, there are more moldable pieces in terms of buying into the defensive side of what Doug wants than there was, like, you're right, walking into a starting roster where we've already discussed a lot of those guys, like, defense doesn't come remotely first for them, right? And that was really hard then as a defensive-minded coach to emphasize, and a first-year head coach at that, to then say, like, we've got to do this. That's where the 94 feet and all that stuff, like, it became overwhelming in a way, because it was like a lot of the times we were looking at the roster and being like, but this isn't going to work.
Yeah, you're asking guys who don't do this to do it.
Yeah.
And it's not who they are.
Right. But now that with those names that you mentioned, with Perry getting some of these guys in, and I get it, you guys, like, they have to be healthy. And that's why we can't have, like, a crazy conversation of actually saying they can for sure or they can't, because there's been a lot of, like, injuries throughout the season, and we didn't even get to see DeAndre Hunter for just for more than 3 games or something.
It was like a game and a half.
Was it like a game and a half?
Right.
But your point is right. There are some on there. They're going to take some work, and you need some time to have that happen. But I think it's, like, better than all these veterans that are like, we don't really care about playing defense.
Going back to Nick Clifford really quickly, Will Z put this together. Will Z from SI, covers the Kings for SI. He put out the 3 best Kings net rating lineups from last year. And what's interesting is Nick Clifford is in 2 of them. One is Devin Carter, Nick Clifford, Daquan Plowden, Maxime Reynaud, and Dylan Cardwell. The young guy lineup. We saw that towards the end of the season. They played 50 minutes together with a plus 19.2 net rating. It's pretty darn good. The other one, Dennis Schroeder, no longer here, Malik Monk, Nick Clifford, DeMontis Sabonis, Dylan Cardwell played 30 minutes together. So not a ton, but 30 minutes together, a plus 31.5 net rating. And again, Nick is in both of those. Cardwell's in both of those too, which speaks to you have a couple good defenders on the floor and balance it correctly with offensive pieces, dare I say, a Darius Acuff if you draft him, and then hope that, I know Keegan's not in either of these lineups, but if Keegan can be the defender and DeAndre Hunter can be the defenders we know that they are, while also knocking down threes, maybe you got something there.
And that's the part where, again, we're just trying to find the balance sometimes with this team. With a roster that's still not going to be the future roster. Right. There's still a lot of pieces that aren't going to necessarily be here. So it's like, okay, maybe just for this year, this is how we're gonna work this. But that's why, again, I know, like, the defense, we're gonna talk about that again with Acuff today. But that's why I'm like, oh, I love him though still, because I feel he can still be that more reliable guy shooting-wise, especially the three-point shot. Because I just don't know how many of these guys we can say are truly going to magically be the three-point shot, maker that we need. And there needs to be more than one anyway. Yeah. But it's just like we keep giving Keegan all these opportunities, and I don't know if that's going to happen at this point. I mean, maybe it will.
God, I want so bad, Kale. I want to just take last season, even though he's technically a year older, and just throw it out and say it doesn't count because of how injured he was. But if he comes out and starts next season and, again, is shooting 32% or worse from 3 over the first 10, 15 games, that noise is just going to get louder.
I know. And we talked
Especially
about...
now that he's in his contract.
Well, yeah. And we talked about Maxime Reynaud, too. Because that's what he did at Stanford.
Yep.
So it's like, I know, over the summer, like, what are the things he's working on? Where does that lie on his list for this staff of, like, hey, we need a little bit more out of you here?
Yeah. Incorporating more of Max's three-point shooting, I think, is a must. But I also do believe the Kings are looking at Max and going, dude, you're 7 feet tall. You've got a wingspan. We've got to get you to at least change shots at the rim. He's done really good at playing passing lanes. Like, Max is good at deflections and getting steals. But man, Dylan Cardwell can protect the rim too,
yeah.
but you're 7 feet tall. Like, change a shot. You don't have to become Wemby. Change a shot. Just make sure guards are looking for you when they attack the paint, because they look for Dylan. They're looking for where Dylan is because they know Dylan's at least around. Max is, they're like, there's a 7-footer here, but I can just go through.
Yep.
The Kings need that. Then that's where Max can show his growth as a defender as well. But we had a good conversation yesterday about Darius Acuff Jr. and his defensive tape, because it's not good. But we talked about like what was fixable versus what was concerning, and the lack of effort at times looked concerning. You certainly felt, and correct me if I'm wrong, you felt that you believe a lot of what we saw from Acuff in his defensive breakdown stems from the expectations of Arkansas and the offense that they put on him and Coach Cal and what Coach Cal needed from him. So it wasn't like Acuff was hearing his coach saying, play defense, and he was going, no, screw you, type thing. And which I don't believe that was ever the case. If not, we'd be hearing more about Acuff as a problem.
Like he wasn't doing it, and I asked him to do it.
Exactly.
You know?
So I don't think that's the thing at all. But even if Acuff improves defensively, I think it's realistic to expect that the Kings will have to put a defensive guard on the floor with him, because opposing teams are going to try to attack him and get him to switch onto their scoring point guard or whoever. And I'm not saying you have to hide Darius Acuff Jr. because it's really difficult to do in the modern NBA. But in theory, could Nick Clifford be the defensive guard that you have out there with Darius Acuff Jr. a lot, to where he is the one taking the point? He's the point of attack defender against a guard. He's the length. He's the guy that fights through the screens so the teams can't get Acuff switched onto them. I don't know if I'm comfortable enough saying Nick Clifford is the answer to that question right now, but I think he has the potential to be that.
Especially if, they're planning on building with this team and making his role maybe bigger in that way. And we've talked about him as, he's a rookie last year that came off the bench, and then eventually when needed, he started games and he was versatile and could play the point and whatever. But I think I really am curious because he is a first round pick, Nick Clifford, but it was, towards the bottom of the first round. But then again, they went up to get him, so I do believe Scott Perry and them have a plan of growth for him. And I don't think necessarily it's fair right now to say like his future is coming off the bench as a 6-man or something like that. I think like we could potentially see with what they're trying to build. Yeah. And again, that's why I think this is going to be really interesting to see who they draft. Because I think that starts to even show us what direction they go in with other roles of players.
When I was thinking about this last night, the one point that I couldn't get past though is we don't know this, like you just said, but I don't believe Nick Clifford is a starting caliber player. I just don't.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
I don't see what it is. We need to see a lot more for him to be that.
Yeah.
So how then can he be the answer defensively for Darius Acuff Jr., who we believe very much is a starting caliber player?
Because they need to be on the floor together more.
Exactly. And you're not going to are you going to play Nick Clifford all 35 minutes that Acuff's out there? Probably not. So that means you need to add more perimeter defense, which I'm sure the Kings would want to do anyway. I think Nick has the potential to be that partially. I like the idea of the Kings trying to emphasize Nick Clifford becoming a perimeter defensive specialist and just seeing what you get out of him. I think that is a very realistic, controllable thing that Nick can bring to the table on a nightly basis. And then offensively, he's that Swiss Army knife that we know he is.
Yeah, because you don't want to throw like the kitchen sink at him.
Right.
And be like, all right, Nick, now we need you to do this. We need you to just,
Nick, your garden staff tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that that's realistic when it comes down to it. But, as you lay this stuff out and we're working with what we have right now, and again, this is just the younger players that we're thinking, in terms of building on this group together moving forward, because we don't know what's happening with the veterans after this next year. And that might be, when you think of the full picture of who you draft, maybe that really does then, push them away from Acuff, because they're like, there's just too much defensively. We have to say what if, or if he could, that they don't want to do because they don't have the answers right now. or they don't see the answers.
Right.
So,
what do you think about this 5-man lineup? Tell me if you think this lineup would be a good lineup, because I'm going back and forth in my brain. Darius Acuff Jr. at the 1.
Okay.
Neat Clifford at the 2. DeAndre Hunter 3. Keegan Murray 4. Dylan Cardwell 5.
Do it one more time for
me. So Acuff at the 1.
Yeah.
Neek at the 2. DeAndre Hunter at the 3.
Okay, 3.
Keegan Murray at the 4.
Okay.
Dylan Cardwell at the 5. I think that is a defensive-centric lineup, and if you were to do a lineup like that, where's the scoring coming from?
That's what I was just going to say.
30-point per game, Keegan.
And Acuff?
Well, and Acuff, I mean.
Pick and roll?
And I guess if, you get Hunter at some point getting back to his 3.
Yeah.
Or the one-eye Hunter's going to knock him down.
The one-eye Hunter.
Hey,
maybe you get a little bit of offense that way. But, yeah, that's what's difficult with that kind of a lineup, too.
I mean, Hunter's a career 36% three-point shooter.
I know.
You can put him on the perimeter and expect him to hit 2 or 3 threes a night.
I don't think it just goes away for good. I think you can have rough seasons like he did with the Cavs, but I think it's stupid and foolish of us just to say he doesn't have it anymore.
Maybe 2 or 3 threes is a lot. His best season was 24-25. He averaged 2.5 threes a season in 6 attempts. I don't know if he's going to get that many attempts with the Kings, but if he can, if Keegan, we have to just believe that Keegan is going to be better offensively. We just have to. That's what the Kings are paying him to be. If he's not, and maybe fans are at this point, I don't believe Keegan's going to be that. Well, then the Kings might be in trouble because he's a highly paid defensive specialist. We have to hold out hope that Keegan is going to figure out that shot.
We said this last year.
I know, and the dude played 7 games.
I know.
Honestly, the acquisition of DeRozan just kind of nuked his development.
Which I hear that, but I also think I thought it was lazy at the time, and I agree with it. It's not DeRozan's fault, and I know that's not what you're saying.
Yes, it's the organization's decision to go in that direction stunted his development.
But at the same time, Keegan has still gotten plenty of wide open threes with DeMar DeRozan here, and Keegan's clanking all of them. So Keegan, and I know he's not blaming anybody. At some point, dude, you just got to make them. You got to make them. And if I'm putting that lineup out there, again, that lineup is Acuff, Neek, Hunter, Keegan, and Cardwell. Acuff is taking on a lot of the offensive responsibilities in that lineup, but that's what you're drafting him to do. That's his superpower in theory. Neek's taking on some of those perimeter defensive responsibilities. You have wing versatility on the perimeter defensively in Keegan and Hunter that you have not had in a very long time. You have a paint patroller in Dylan Cardwell, who he's seen as a capable pick and roll big, pretty much just above the rim, though. He's not really going to score outside of the paint for you. If you're running that lineup out there, I think defensively there's a ton of potential with that lineup, but it requires Keegan and Hunter in particular to knock down their threes.
Well, and then Michael, this is actually a decent question. Michael, I appreciate the question. Not saying that you're not decent, but he said, well, what about points in the paint, though, for that particular lineup? That's a great question.
You're probably struggling.
Yeah.
And then, so you take Cardwell out and put Max in. Defensively, you go down, but Max was your pick and roll scoring center. Take Max out, put Domas in there.
Right.
Now you have significantly more offense, in my opinion, even though Domas isn't a scoring first center, but defensively you take a big step back. What's going to be interesting is to see, assuming these guys are still on the roster going into next season, and I imagine Zach LaVine's still going to be, and you're not getting any defense out of that. Malik Monk, you're probably not getting any defense out of that. So figuring out the balance for those players is important too. But how many defenders does Doug Christie need on the floor to execute his standard?
Yeah.
Is 2 enough? I don't think so. Is 3 enough? Then does that kill your offense? And how do you find time for 3 of those defenders to play when you have so many offensive pieces on this roster?
It's a great question.
Tricky.
Michael, I'm not killing you. I was giving you credit. It just came out the wrong way. Sorry, Michael. I would have been, you remember when Doug went off at the end of the year of we need to have a point guard. And he went on this whole point guard spiel and how they're the quarterback and all this. I wish at the time we would have been more apt to knowing like who they were interested in not, and just being like, can you deal with a guard that doesn't play any defense right now? Like, I would have loved to like hear his answer of like how he could maybe take a guard and mold him into playing even some sort of defense that he could handle.
We've got a break, but if the Kings draft Darius Acuff Jr., that's like the first or second question that Scott Perry's being asked on draft night. And the first time we can speak to Doug, that's the first thing Doug's being asked about is how are you going to get this man to defend? It'd be interesting to see him figure that out. The San Francisco Giants are expected to be sellers at the trade deadline. Does that include their ace Logan Webb? Well, according to John Shea, the Giants will be listening to offers, but will they actually pull the trigger and send Logan packing? We'll discuss that, plus the A's absolutely brutal loss in Chicago last night. That's coming up next. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
The X Games are coming to Sacramento. Join Kayla Anderson at Sactown Sports 1140 at Cal Expo Center from June 26th through the 28th to watch the top action sports athletes in the world go head-to-head with 3 days of high-octane competition, BMX, skateboarding, and Moto X, plus live music from global electronic music icon Cascade, Grammy-winning producer Artist Mustard, and DJ Subtronics. Get your tickets today at xgames.com. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
Don't miss out on the biggest action sports event happening in Sacramento this June. Tickets are now live for MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026. See nearly 100 of the world's best skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete at Cal Expo June 26th through 28th. Music performances featuring electronic music icon Cascade on Friday, June 26th, and Grammy-winning producer and artist Mustard, and music producer DJ Subtronics on Saturday, June 27th. Score your tickets today at xgames.com.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see, the new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Injured at work, slip, trip, or a heavy object fall on you? Fareed Guptill, Esquire at DTLA Law Group fights to get you paid while you recover. Don't wait. Protect your rights today. Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit calldowntown.com now. That's Injury Help to 40222. Text rates may apply. Office located at 560 Santa Fe, Los Angeles. Results or outcome may vary. No attorney-client relationship is implied. Visit them at calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento River Cats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your River Cats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Listen, I'm not a Giants fan at all. Never have been. I'm an Athletics fan. Oakland A's fan growing up. But there are a number of San Francisco Giants players that I am very fond of. One is Matt Chapman at third base, of course, A's legend. Love Chappie. I'm hoping he turns his season around because the Giants need it, and he needs it too. But Logan Webb, I'll always be a fan of. One, because he's a diehard Kings fan. Two, because he's a star at Rockland High School. Go Thunder. Local guy. But also because he's a damn good pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like he is a modern day workhorse at a time where a lot of starting pitchers don't do that as much anymore.
They don't go that far.
They're protecting arms, right? Logan Webb has finished 2nd, 6th, and 4th in Cy Young voting the last 3 seasons. He led the league in total innings pitched 3 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
And led the league in strikeouts last season.
Huh.
He's also under contract through 2028. So for a team like the Giants, who obviously they're very disappointing, there's still time, I guess, to turn things around. But what does that even mean? Honestly,
we're going back to that phrase. Well, there's still time.
There's still time. There's all the time in the world, I guess. But what does that mean? The Giants aren't going to turn things around. This season is kaput. So naturally, you would think, okay, they're going to be sellers at the deadline. Well, this potential Cy Young level, league-leading workhorse of a pitcher seems like someone that a lot of playoff teams would be interested in having to add to their rotation going into the postseason, right? Well, apparently the Giants, they're going to listen to offers, and if you come with an offer that we can't refuse, then we'll happily accept it. But according to John Shea, who wrote a great article for the San Francisco Standard titled How Logan Webb and the Giants Are Thinking About the Future. Really good article, a good interview with Logan, who talked about the season and working through everything. There's a quote from Giants general manager Zach Manassian, and he says, "The only thing that I'll say is we're looking for Logan Webbs." So seeming to now, is a general manager going to come out and say, yep, nope, he's available, we're trading him away. But the sense that you get from this article is that because Logan Webb is under contract through 2028, that it's not like the Giants are eager to move on from him compared to maybe some of the other veterans on this roster, even though Webb might arguably be their most high-value trade chip. That's a great question. I want to say he's 29.
That sounds about right.
Yep, he's 29 years old.
He's 29, okay. And he has how many more years left?
He's under contract through the 2028 season. So 2 more seasons. He's not including this year, he's under contract for 2 more seasons.
I don't think he's by any means the first guy you're trying to figure out what to do with, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of those guys that if someone comes to you and it's an offer that you're like, all right, that makes sense. That can better us down the road. Because again, what are you really trying to do right now?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're trying to get young.
Right.
And find a different identity, maybe even under Vitello.
Uh-huh. And I don't believe the Giants are interested in the full rebuild. I think, and in baseball, a full rebuild in baseball is a lot different than a full rebuild in basketball.
Sure.
I think, in theory, if you're selling off pieces to get better and to add upgrade your farm system and add more prospects, which we're seeing more prospects being called up. Bryce Eldridge is finally playing some more. We're seeing guys getting called up for the Giants, giving fans a little bit of something exciting to look at. Jung Hoo Lee's been playing really well as of late, too.
Yeah, he has.
The Giants, which is good. But Logan Webb is, in theory, especially that you have him under control for the next couple of years, Logan Webb is an option that you can keep around as we know we have a solid starter. We still need to bolster our rotation. We still need to bolster our bullpen. And we need to bolster everything. But Logan Webb gives us the potential to, if these young guys start to click, if these young guys start hot the way some A's young players like Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson started hot, having an arm like Logan Webb gives us a chance to potentially compete if we're a little bit ahead of schedule versus not having him.
That's a good point. Because when you have a good pitcher, it's really hard to be sayonara.
Yeah.
It's just and again, he's not over the hill by any means. He still has plenty of years left in him. So, yeah, that's a good point, too, on you. Like, it's not, that's why I said you're not sitting out there. I don't think you're shopping him.
No.
By any means.
But if a team comes and offers you 2 of their top 5 prospects for Logan Webb, how do you say no?
Yeah. Because you kind of know in some way you're going that direction.
Right. So, and Logan Webb is not by any means a overpriced player. Like, he's making $23 million this year, $23 next year, $24 the following year. I mean, that's cheap.
He's probably one of the best values.
I was just going to say,
starters.
yeah.
Exactly. And that is also going to be enticing to a lot of playoff teams as well. But, like, Logan seems like the right kind of guy to, you want to have carryovers through a rebuild, not just a full fire sale, blow it up. Like, I'm getting rid of Adames before I'm getting rid of Webb, knowing I'm not getting nearly as much value. I'm getting rid of Chapman before I'm getting rid of Webb, and I love Chappie. Probably getting rid of Devers before I'm getting rid of Webb, but none of those 3 players are probably getting me the value of Webb. So it just depends on what the return is.
Right. I know someone in the, who was it in the chat? Oh, it was Michael. He was saying, how good would the Giants be if they just had a solid closer? And I think that's one of the things when we talk about Buster Posey this last year in the offseason and like maybe regretting going and getting an actual closer.
Yeah, he got a little spicy when asked about that.
He got was that on our show that we brought that? Or
yes, we listened.
We
to
listened to
it.
that.
He did an interview on KNBR, and he got a little because he does I guess a weekly hit over there, and he got a little spicy.
That hit a spot with him for sure.
Yeah, because he brought up like, what, you wanted me to go out and get Edwin Diaz, and then he got hurt, and then you would have been killing me for that. It's like, yeah, Buster, but
you didn't.
You didn't try to address it.
You didn't do anything.
You knew it was a problem.
Right.
You didn't do anything.
You said, well, we've got some guys that we can figure out.
They
if they
sold
can do
off
that
all their
role.
relievers last year. They traded Duvall. They traded the Rogers brother. And
It's
they
like
re-signed
relievers.
another
Who
one.
needs them?
Yeah, meanwhile, the Padres are a terrible team just being held afloat by all their relievers.
Mason Miller.
Just like, bullpen, save us.
Well, the bats for the Giants are waking up a little bit. Like, it's a long time before I'll declare their cold stretch over with necessarily. But, like, they scored 12 runs yesterday, and to the point of what we're talking about, somehow, even with the massive lead that they had in scoring 12 runs, it still got a little scary because the Brewers got within they had 9 runs, and they had the tying run at the plate in the 9th inning.
So Kyle's differential was not that bad.
No.
In the
Kyle
end.
ended up salvaging it a little bit.
Bad for a while.
The tying run came to the plate.
Yeah. I was going to say, they had a chance, and I know Giants fans were a little bit spooked by that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be too, because we were like, it's the Giants.
I do want to share this because it's funny. It was after you guys left. I was still here working, and Alan made the point while he was watching. He was like, I want them to lose this.
Oh,
just they deserve it at this point.
Alan wants to see the world burn.
He's so broken by this this Giants team.
I pulled a Frankie Carcelli yesterday, and I hedged my bets, and it's a damn good thing I did when it came to the A's because I picked the Cubs to beat the A's in our mini seasons.
Right.
And yesterday's A's game was weird.
Oh, he's giving a preview.
Yeah, preview. I got the win, but I don't like it because the A's were up 6-1 in the 7th inning. 6-1. They had an inside the park home run by Shea Langoliers when Pete Crow Armstrong, who's a really good, super fast center fielder in Chicago, didn't know where the baseball was. Like, it's just a routine.
We had the inside the park home run?
A routine fly ball to center field, and PCA is standing there going, I have no clue where it is. It lands behind him, and Shea, who's a fast catcher, makes it all the way around for an inside the park home run. So PCA embarrasses himself. The The Cubs are getting clubbed by the A's. They're down 6-1. Thank you, board. 6-1 in the 7th inning. The A's give up 4 runs in the 9th because they don't have a freaking bullpen. And guess who walks it off for the Cubs?
Oh, no.
PCA.
No.
Yep.
So
that's
it was
awesome.
the PCA redemption.
In one game.
Wow.
It was like,
he went from 0 to hero.
It was so stupid. I'm like, of course, A's. I think they still won the series, but come on, man.
That's a bad look. And again,
Horrible.
I'm not saying, like, again, they did win the series, but that's a bad way to lose a game.
And they finally got pop from they had back-to-back home runs. Tyler Soderstrom had a bomb. Shea Langoliers had the inside the park. Like, the bats, they scored 7 freaking runs. Win the game.
Yeah, you just, like you said, though, couldn't hold it together in terms of the closers. But by the way, now the Giants are playing the Cubs.
Runs, I'm sorry.
And they're in a rain delay.
Yep.
Dang.
Just so
that
you know.
PCA, he's a real piece something.
Oh!
No, Board, don't do it. Don't do it, Board. Don't
Piece
do it.
of
Yeah, thank you.
booty? Get it? PCA? Piece of booty?
That was the same joke I just made.
Oh, I thought you were saying piece of ish.
But it's the same. It's the same joke. I mean,
it couldn't really matter.
I don't know.
Why was De'Aaron?
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. The two are right next to each other. I hit the wrong button.
Oh my goodness.
No, it wasn't you. It's the board.
Thanks, De'Aaron.
Yeah, De'Aaron just coming in with a
Doesn't
shot.
really
No, I
matter.
mean that one was on me. The board didn't like it. I hit the wrong button. You know.
Speaking of De'Aaron, we'll talk more about De'Aaron Fox and get back to the NBA Finals at 1 o'clock. We'll talk about fans, especially here, but fans everywhere, seem to want De'Aaron Fox to go back to who Fox was in Sacramento as kind of that scoring leader, and they think the Spurs need Fox to step up as the scorer that he was in Sacramento. But I wonder if the Spurs disagree with what they need from Fox in order to win this series. We'll revisit that
Also,
and talk about that at 1 o'clock.
What does the fox say about it?
Board, I swear to God. No, we got to snort too. Board. No, Board.
That was a good
No,
joke.
it was not.
Because we have sound of what does the fox say. That was great.
I know.
I hate
That was kind of a fun song.
No, it's not a fun song. It's horrible.
It's a moment in time, you know?
It was. Like
not
Gangnam
even
Style.
their best song. Gangnam Style's a bop.
Gangnam Style. Dum, 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 dum.
Again, off beat.
That's what you think that one.
I just associate both of those with whenever Linsanity happened. That's pretty much in my head.
Point.
That's all the same
It's
era
a really
for me.
good point.
I don't know if that's true or not. It's just all the same time period
I
in
wonder
my
now
head.
too, because I would actually say the same.
Well, that was
thing.
Harlem Shake time too, wasn't it?
I think Harlem Shake was a little before because I was in middle school for that.
This is a weird time if that's the case, though.
My Little League team did a Harlem Shake.
Oh, gross.
That's how young I was.
I don't like it. All right. Well, coming up next, we're going to pick a side, including a current NFL head coach is ready to crown the Los Angeles Rams as Super Bowl champions months before the season starts. And no, it's not Sean McVay. I'll tell you who that is and more and pick a side coming up next. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
This is the sound of Jack buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Is the crew on their way so we can fire up the grill?
Cabrito, arrachera. They're gonna love it.
Better go with birria and carne en su jugo. Classic Jalisco dishes with tradition.
That seasoning is great, but northern Mexican-style meat speaks for itself. Let's make both.
Deal. And to boost the flavor, ice-cold Pepsi. Its sweetness pairs perfectly.
And to go with it, flour tortillas.
And corn ones too. Hey, carne asada deserves Pepsi.
Sacramento, get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road for crazy deals on DeWalt products. We're talking all of the lowest prices in Sacramento on bare tools, tool products, batteries, lasers, hand tools, outdoor power equipment, and so much more. Again, this DeWalt sale event will be June 12th from 7 till 5:30 and June 13th from 9 till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road. Visit FastenersInc.net for more info.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney.
This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
I'm going to stall before we start Pick a Side to get Kayla back in her seat. She's still chowing on all the chips that Jason Ross left over from all of his... I can't tell you. I don't know if there's more than 2 of them that I actually would eat.
Like, I will say this, Matt.
The rest of them were not very good.
I can't eat more than a few.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's just too rich.
Yeah, not for me. Experimenting with chip flavors, not for me. Same thing with experimenting with deep fried stuff, not for me.
Yeah.
The bacon Pringles, I've been housing those.
Kyle is a fan of bacon Pringles, and Kyle is also in charge of Pick a Side. So Kyle, let's get into it. Topic number 1.
All right, how about some gamer talk?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, college football 27, I think, is the 3rd iteration of the game since it got revived.
Yep.
Hugely popular.
Yep.
People are loving this college football game. But this time, I believe it was Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit used to do the voices. Now it's going to be Joel Klatt replacing Kirk Herbstreit on the video game. Yeah, I mean, let me tell you, Kirk Herbstreit doesn't need the money. Let me tell you.
No.
Kirk Herbstreit makes so much money between Amazon and college football. Do you care that they essentially got Diet Kirk Herbstreit?
I do. My immersion. I didn't buy college football last year because I'm really bad.
You didn't?
No, I'm really bad at football video games. I'm really bad at them.
Will you buy it this year? No.
Probably.
Okay.
I took a year off.
Okay.
But so many people at the station play it. Like Brendan plays it, Chris plays it. Oh man, you gotta play it.
I've even played it with my nephew.
You have no idea how frustrating it is in college football when you're doing your own school to be recruiting a 4-star recruit, and it's basically like, yeah, they're ready to commit to you. Oh, nope, Alabama swooped in. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, video game, for hurting my feelings with real life situations.
Yep.
I like to challenge myself too, because I'm not going to pick Oregon or one of the top schools. That's boring.
You to have the fun little schools.
Yeah, I want to build someone up. And
I agree.
I can't get any damn recruits.
Hard.
Bama?
Well.
Did they fix the game? Because it used to be if you just set it on pro mode, you could win a Rose Bowl at Ball State.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to. The problem with football video games in general is there's no middle room between this is too easy and there's backers that can teleport and intercept every pass that I throw. I get so frustrated playing football video games because I just get cooked. I'm not a Madden or college football guy, but I will buy it, and the fact that Kirk Herbstreit's not in it makes me sad.
I know. I am a big fan of Kirk Herbstreit. I know he gets paid a lot of money, but he also hustles. That man works a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And he's really good at what he does. I know he probably just didn't have time to do things like that. I mean, it does probably take a lot of time. I just am not the biggest Joe Klatt person.
No, he's not.
I was kind of like, Joe Klatt, that's the best we could do to fill in terms of...
I mean, it was either him or who's the Charles Davis is the new CBS person.
Which I love. I know Charles really well. He's lives in Nashville pretty much, and I actually think he'd be great.
So you would rather it have been Charles Davis?
I actually would.
I'm only because Joel Klatt kind of sucks, but I only would like Joel Klatt on the video game if we get Gus Johnson doing play-by-play.
Right.
The best broadcaster in the game. I just need Gus Johnson go. And he drops back. Throws it deep.
I like Gus Johnson,
I need the Gus Johnson play-by-play experience.
Side note, did you know that Kings PA announcer Scott Moak is in all of the NBA 2K games?
What?
Yeah, because they have the actual PA announcers for each team do it. But that means that they send him a list of every, not just actual player name that he has to announce in two different ways, as the home team and the visiting team. He also has to do combinations of different names. So if you make a created player named Joe Smith, he has Joe and Smith recorded, and they split. Yeah, he does it all from home. It's
What's
a lot
the
of work.
pay?
I don't know.
He probably gets a royalty check.
Oh, give me that. I'll spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks in my house
Screaming into a
bunkered in
microphone.
eating Lay's potato chips.
I know we got to move on, but have you guys seen the cover for the NCAA video game this year?
No, the trailer's
Who is
amazing.
it?
Okay, just Google on your computer NCAA 27 Deluxe Edition, and then just go to images.
Deluxe edition?
Yes.
Okay.
The main cover is like some players, but you can't see their faces.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you saw it.
Wait, just show me it. I don't even want it. Oh, God. What? It's the SIG?
It's the SIG, but it's
Bro,
also... People have been making the joke on the internet. It looks like a TV sitcom face.
does.
Like it looks like a TV sitcom about like a former coach that has to go to high school.
So they actually brought him in to take this picture, and that's how he posed.
funny.
Yes, that's actually how he posed for his cover photo.
He's a gem for college football, though. He really is.
I can't believe it. It's so funny.
That's really funny.
The internet's been making so much fun of it. Also, Dante Moore's in there, but the only thing people are seeing is Sig looking like
center, looking
That's
like,
the first thing I saw.
Hey, look what I did. Look what I did last.
Wait, they should have just put a SIG out of his mouth, too. The rated R version. All right, what's our next?
Oh, bored. Didn't like that one.
All right.
all right.
Stephen A. Smith apparently says he's too popular to sit in the stands during NBA Finals games.
Okay.
I was standing in the tunnel because that's what I like to do because obviously, I'm a popular dude, so it's difficult.
Here we go.
It's difficult to sit in the stands and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
We doing this?
So I had to be, I was there.
So,
Really?
okay, Kayla wrote as the question, is this even remotely true? But that's a leading question. Let's say, is this true? And then Kayla can say, no, it's not true.
Like, what do you mean, is this true?
Well, you said, is it true that he's too popular to sit in the stands?
Like, yeah, does he really think he's too popular to sit in the stands? Do you see Celebrity Roll for the Knicks?
Yeah.
Like, what
Stephen
are
A.
we
Smith
doing?
Stephen A. Smith thinks he's more famous than Tracy
Way
Morgan.
It
more
is
famous
insane.
than Spike Lee.
Yeah.
And Timothy Chalamet
Right.
and Ben Stiller.
Sure.
I understand why he thinks that, I
Like,
guess.
in the sports world, I guess he's a prominent
in Stephen
figure.
A. Smith's mind, the kid that ran on the court to take a selfie with Wemby was actually looking for him.
Yes.
That's Stephen A. Smith's
100%.
mind.
By the way, did you see? I thought it was photoshopped. They did a comparison of his body in like COVID, and now he's been like working out for like the last whatever years. They showed him with his shirt off yesterday. Please look it up. It is hilarious.
Stephen A?
I don't want to see
They
Stephen A.
showed it
with
on
his shirt off.
ESPN yesterday. Like he's like reformed his body or whatever. It's hilarious.
I don't
Like he's like
this up.
flexing in it.
All right, I'm just going to Google Stephen A. shirtless on company Wi-Fi right now.
Ew.
Well,
There's a picture of him at the beach.
No, it's not that. It's like he definitely is like, I don't even know where he's standing. That's it. That's
him
it.
holding a basketball.
Holding a basketball. That's what it is.
But he looks young.
He does?
In the second photo.
So I thought he was photoshopped, but I don't believe it is.
Gross.
No, it's real.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
I mean, with AI nowadays, who knows?
Didn't need that today.
Sorry, guys.
Really quickly, let's get to the next topic because we also have to get to Greg, who's waiting on hold.
Dan Campbell jokes about the Rams have already won the Super Bowl now that they got Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, good for them. They've won it now, right? I mean, so, yeah, I had none. I mean, he's a hell of a player versus hell of a player, and they're two totally different players. But that was what they felt like they needed to do, and good for them, man.
Okay, do you think he's right that we should just cancel the season
Now
because the Rams are super?
he's just going to bite all their caps off. I think, in a way, when you're asked that question, and I know you did not expect that as a head coach of the Lions right then to be asked that question, he probably did think to himself in a way like, damn, this is going to be, and by the way, the Lions' old quarterback is over there.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, it's like, I think he's had like a moment where he's like, I got to make this a joke.
See, I do think there was probably behind closed doors a moments just like, oh boy, this is not great for us. But I interpreted that as very sarcastic.
No,
we're gonna win. They won it now, right? Like him very much making fun of people saying like, don't even play the season. That's how I interpreted it, not seeing the clip itself. But Dan Campbell's the perfect guy to do something like this.
He is. He's about the only one I can get away with it, and I'd be like, it's a total joke.
Guys, I'm going to be vulnerable here for a second and then retreat into hiding, so be careful. I've kind of turned on Dan Campbell.
You don't like him?
I'm kind of getting annoyed by the Dan Campbell thing.
That's crazy.
I think I'm turning on Dan Campbell.
That's crazy.
I don't think I like Dan Campbell anymore.
No, reevaluate.
Dang.
I love Dan Campbell. Reevaluate. Before we get to our next segment in which we're going to have Nathan Grubel from No Ceilings, NBA draft analyst, joining us. Greg has been hanging out on hold. What up, Greg? Happy Friday.
Hey, Matt, were you trying to make the case for Mike Brown being in the Hall of Fame?
I think if he
wins the championship.
I think if he wins a ring, I think he's got a case for being a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying he should be named Hall of Fame on the spot or like a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think he has a damn good case for being a Hall of Famer if he were to win a ring.
I would put him in the same category of like Michael Malone out there in Denver or Nick Nurse, the first championship coach for Toronto.
Yeah.
Before I would say Mike Brown. He's done a great job with the Knicks. He's got them, and the Knicks were all the way down. And he's, Tibbs got him to almost there last year, and now he's taking it. But I mean, like, maybe this is the coach before your time, K.C. Jones with those great Celtic teams.
Yeah.
He's got 2 championships, coached all those Hall of Famers. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
No, that's a good point by Greg. I would just say personally, if Mike Brown wins the title, he's ahead of both Michael Malone and he's ahead of Nick Nurse for me, based off of the career that he's had, how many places he's been, the ring that he would win this year, plus what he did in Sacramento and his career and the names he's coached. That would put him above those guys for me. I'm not saying that should be a universal thought, though.
I know that this doesn't, and he just named, obviously, an incredible franchise in the Boston Celtics, right? But you always look at, too, like the Knicks and, coaches that have almost or just couldn't get over it. And it's like him to be able to do it there, too, would be big.
I think he deserves to be in the conversation. I'm not saying anoint him, but you know how much of a Mike Brown guy I am.
In the convo, for sure.
I just want him to get the recognition he deserves. And we're going to hear from No Ceilings NBA draft analyst Nathan Grubel when we come back. Is Darius Acuff Jr.'s defense as bad as the film says it is? Plus, we'll talk about Kingston Flemings and more with No Ceilings draft analyst Nathan Grubel. When we come back, it's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Mark your calendars because MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is landing at Cal Expo June 26th through 28th. Witness nearly 100 of the world's best athletes compete in skate, BMX, and Moto X events and catch live music performances by global electronic music icon Cascade on Friday night and Grammy-winning producer and artist Mustard and electronic music producer and DJ Subtronics on Saturday night. Don't miss MoonPay X Games. Lock in your tickets now at xgames.com.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Running a business takes grit, vision, and a partner who believes in your success as much as you do. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built around you. The entrepreneurs, the growers, the dreamers powering our community. Whether you need flexible checking, faster payments, or financing to take your next big step, Valley Strong brings local expertise and real relationships to every stage of your business. Because when local businesses thrive, the whole valley grows stronger. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future. ValleyStrong.com/business.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
Here at Sactown Sports, we love the No Ceilings crew. They do great work, and they're also phenomenal guests, the whole crop of them. It's like an elite Avengers group of NBA draft analysts putting out great content for you. Check out No Ceilings and all their mock drafts, their big boards, their breakdowns of these different prospects from a wide variety of different analysts with different opinions, including our guest right now, who has not joined us on the show yet, but we're excited to talk to him. Nathan Grubel from No Ceilings, one of the draft analysts over there, joining us right now. Nathan, we're getting closer and closer to what many are expecting to be one of the greatest NBA drafts of all time. And as expected, rumors are starting to pick up, and we're hearing more about individual workouts and things of that nature. How have, if anything, narratives or information, has anything changed for you over the last couple weeks, whether it's with a particular prospect or with this draft class in general, compared to maybe even 2 weeks ago or around draft lottery time?
Well, Matt, first of all, it's a pleasure to be on. You know, obviously, I very much appreciate the kind words about the No Ceilings crew. As a whole, I do think that's one of the things that makes us special is we have so many unique voices that all have different opinions, different rankings. So you're not just reading one thing and that's everything you're going to get from No Ceilings. You can come back 2 or 3 days later on a different podcast and hear a completely different viewpoint. It makes you think about and challenge your perspective on where you're at with a prospect or the draft in general. So big thank you for those kind words. But in terms of where I stand right now with the 2026 NBA draft, I mean, this class has certainly seen some interesting news, given that we're now past the early entry withdrawal deadline. We've seen a number of prospects go back to college because of NIL. We've certainly seen some shakeups in the back end of the first round and in the early second round. But when we're talking about the top of the draft, we've had pretty solidified evaluations on the top 4 guys, and A.J. DeBonsa and Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, Caleb Wilson. Feel free to put them in whatever order you wish. And then we obviously have a very talented group of guards in the lottery who seem to be shuffling around different spots with each other. You're hearing different things every single day about who the Clippers might be interested, who the Sacramento Kings are interested in, who the Atlanta Hawks may or may not be interested in. So I really enjoy this eye of the beholder evaluation with the guards, if you will. I think it's been fascinating to evaluate such a talented group of players and really harken back to, everyone's talking about size and strength and length in today's NBA, and that's what you want, and rightfully so, given what we've seen in the playoffs. But it's been a nice change of pace to see the narrative shift and really inject some talented guards into the league, who a lot of these guys have some real star potential in my eyes.
Yeah, and Nathan, that's the good thing in terms of where the Kings are. Like, would they have loved to be top 4? Absolutely, but they have 7 right now. But the benefit of that is, you just mentioned, there are some really talented guards at that spot, and that is something that they've even said, we need a point guard, and if we can go get him now, why not? So when it comes to linking the Kings to point guards, we're doing it all right now. Acuff is obviously the one we spoke a lot about. When you think about that 7 spot in the Kings and the right point guard, what's the first name that stands out to you?
I think it has to be Acuff. I mean, Darius Acuff right now is number 6 on my personal board. He's the first quote-unquote point guard on my board if we're classifying Darren Peterson as more of an off-ball or a combo type of player. And I think Acuff deserves that ranking with what he showed at Arkansas this year. He was a leader for that team in every sense of the word. And, I know that there's going to be some critiques about the defense, and we can certainly get into that. But when we're evaluating the guard position, first and foremost, it's what can you give me offensively? Are you special enough offensively to potentially mitigate anything you're giving up on the defensive end? Because let's be honest, it's not just Acuff. A lot of these guards who aren't jumbo sized and as strong as some of their wing and other perimeter-oriented peers, a lot of these guys are going to get hunted, and there's going to be mismatches in which they're able to be taken advantage of defensively. But what do you do offensively to outweigh that potential negative impact? And when I look at somebody like an Acuff, to me, he's the most complete offensive guard that we have in this entire class. I trust him to score from every level on the floor. I trust him to be able to find others and initiate out of pick and roll sets. I trust him to be able to push the pace and maybe attack a little bit in transition, whether that's going downhill directly at somebody, stopping and popping in the mid-range, or finding a guy for a lob or a cut on the break. I trust Acuff to do a little bit of everything for a team offensively. And I want to just circle really quick back around to the leadership point that I started with. That Arkansas team wouldn't have been anywhere close to where they ultimately got to without Darius Acuff. That team did show some cracks, some moments where the team definitely broke down at different points, and Darius Acuff literally wouldn't let them get blown out. He wouldn't let them lose. He had led them to a bunch of wins, and even in the games that they ended up losing, they would have been a lot further apart if it wasn't for Acuff consistently bringing it possession after possession. And so that, to me, is a great quality to have when we're talking about someone who does have some defensive concerns. I think Acuff's going to be a little bit better in the NBA than people think, when he doesn't have to do every single little thing offensively for that team to win games. And again, he's shown that he's committed to doing what it takes to win. And I think between that and his frame, he's a big, strong guy. Every single thing I've heard about Acuff from those who, got to see him at the combine and in-person evaluation say that he's bigger than he's measured out to be. He's certainly playing in that, 6'3" in shoes, 190, 195 pounds. I think he's going to be just fine. And to me, he's the most talented lead guard on the board.
Nathan Grubel, NBA draft analyst for No Ceilings, joining us. Nathan, you mentioned at the very beginning of that you have Darius Acuff Jr. as the number 1 point guard on your board. Does that mean at that 5th spot on your board, it's Keaton Wagler?
At the 5th spot on my board, it's actually Axel Lindenborg out of Michigan. Now,
wow.
When I'm talking about a board, it's completely different than a mock draft exercise, guys.
Right.
I'm not saying that Lindenborg's going to the Clippers at 5. What I am saying, though, is that in terms of overall talent, I see Axel as the 5th most talented player in this class. Every single thing we've seen in the playoffs that is absolutely ripe for a 6'9" with a 7'3" wingspan forward who can dribble, pass, shoot, defend multiple positions to come in and make an impact in the NBA. I understand the age concerns. I get all of that. I understand why he's not going to go that high in the draft, why I wouldn't project him to go that high in the draft. But it would be very hard sitting in a front office if I was that confident as I am in his game and his talent on the court and the different things that he brings to the table that drive winning in the NBA, to pass on him for a player that I may not potentially have as strong of an evaluation in. And you know, outside of the quote unquote star, on ball, do everything type of player in the NBA, to me, the next best position to go find in mind is that power forward who can dribble, pass, shoot, and defend multiple positions. In today's NBA, if you're a four-man and you don't have ball skills and the ability to pass and find other guys on the move, I'm not necessarily looking at you in the same light as I am, you know, some of these other players at these different positions that I can find. I think that skill set is far too important, in my opinion, to pass on too far into this 2026 NBA draft.
Nathan, I was going to ask you more about Darius Acuff, especially his defense, and we'll get to that at some point, but I want to follow up on your how high you are on Axel Lindeborg. A lot of people are expecting him to be looked at closely by Golden State at 11, the Thunder at 12, Miami at 13, teams that are in the back end of the lottery, but very much interested in competing and being in the mix for a potential deep playoff run next year. So you think if Yaxel falls to where it sounds like he's going to fall, like he's going to be a massively under the radar impact player for some of these win now teams?
You know, I've published multiple types of mock drafts on my social media at Draft Deeper on X specifically, and one of the exercises I love to do is what would I do mock draft. If I'm sitting there making all these picks, what would I do in these different positions? And I would not let Yaxel fall past Golden State at 11. I think he'd be a perfect fit for that Warriors team. Think about Golden State. They need more enforcement within that front court. They need versatility within that front court. All of those different lineup combinations that the Warriors are trotting out, you know, every single night the last few years, outside of Steph Curry and Draymond Green and maybe at times Brandon Podziemski, who else do you trust to really handle the ball and make plays for others in different positions? Axel Lindeborg can do that for you. He can do it from the second side. He can initiate some actions. He can command two and pass it back out on the block. And the thing that I love most about Yaxel, and again, why I remain so high on him, is through his college career, he's played different roles in different capacities. He's been a do-it-all guy who's led his team in scoring. He's been, you know, more than happy to be the second or third banana on a team that just won the championship in Michigan. He's willing to do whatever the team needs to win games. And when you marry, you know, that willingness with his skill set and with his mental capacity to make the right play and read the court and make different decisions for others and make those around him better, I think that's the perfect type of player who's ready to impact the game now that a team like Golden State would be looking for at 11. If I were the Warriors, I wouldn't let him fall past that.
No Ceilings NBA draft analyst Nathan Grubel joins the Matt and Kayla Show this afternoon. It's technically afternoon now. Nathan, let's get back to Acuff. We went over some film yesterday. Obviously, some lowlights, if you want to call them that, in terms of his defense. And I think a lot of people here love Acuff and the upside of the scoring and all of that and the leadership. But it is, like you said, the defense that people are looking at. The debate was a lot of this stuff, I feel like he has the ability to at least improve defensively to be good enough where he's not a complete liability. But there was also a conversation of like, there's just not a lot of effort in some of these clips. I feel the effort can be changed if that is something he has to do. What would you say on that, like in terms of the effort part of it?
I think Darius Acuff knows that he needs to give some more effort on more possessions, even if he's a little bit gassed with what he's been tasked to do and ultimately compete offensively. He said it himself. He was interviewed extenuously at the Combine trying to, you know, get answers out of him about how did he feel about his defense, what's the area on the court in which he feels he needs to improve the most. And that's exactly what came out of his mouth. He knows he needs to be better on the defensive end. And I trust Acuff as a worker and as a leader to the point where I think you're going to get more out of him on those possessions, especially when, again, he's not tasked with doing every single little thing on offense. He has the body and the frame to be able to get through some more screens and play a little bit better at pick and roll defense. And I think the attentiveness and the understanding of where he needs to be and how he needs to position himself away from the basketball and different defensive plays, that kind of stuff will come in time. There really are not a lot of good young guards and wings for that matter who come into the NBA and they're like immediate rock stars on defense, particularly off the ball. And the guys who generally we're talking about are like special talents. You're taking those guys at like 1, 2, or in rare instances, even 3 in the draft. A lot of these guys, even the more talented players who are taken in the mid to late lottery all the way through the first round, a lot of these teams are drafting them with specific purposes in mind to further their development on both sides of the ball. And a lot of times it's because of what can they do to get themselves in the court, and that lends itself to offense more times than not, which we know offense won't be a problem for A-Cup. I think that he'll be able to get all of the reps and opportunity and work that he needs to improve on defense. So that's why, yeah, you can certainly pull a lot of clips from Arkansas and go, that might be a problem in the NBA, or that will be a problem in the NBA. But, you know, a lot of these other guards that you're looking at in that same range, I guarantee you they have flaws of their own defensively.
Nathan, are you buying any of this recent smoke of Michael Brown Jr. to the Clippers at 5 and Nate Ament, who many considered to be not too long ago falling down boards, now suddenly very much in play to the Brooklyn Nets at 6? Is this just the classic waves and flows of the weeks building up to the draft itself, or is there some fire to this smoke with at least 1 or 2 of those players?
The Nate Ament buzz in particular is very interesting because a lot of the scouts that you talk to don't have that type of grade on him. In particular, a lot of people are starting to mock Nate Ament to Brooklyn at 6, in large part just trying to put him with the team where they're hearing the most buzz that might make the most sense. But maybe Brooklyn's not picking him at 6. Maybe they're trading down in a different scenario and picking up another asset or 2 and going to get Nate Ament a little bit lower. I think he's probably the rawest of the quote-unquote top freshman prospects that we're going to be talking about in this particular draft. But you obviously see what a 6'11" forward can look like on the floor if he can hit shots and take different matchups off the bounce and draw fouls. And if he continues to improve defensively, that is a very, very valuable player, like I outlined a few minutes ago on one of our previous segments. That type of player is exactly what you're looking for in today's NBA, but he's also one of the guys who I'm not sure is going to be able to make that type of impact right out of the gate from day one. So you have to have a plan in place. You need to be able to develop him and bring him along slowly. But if you're looking at a team within the top 10 who has the ability to afford that level of patience and care in his development while not asking him to do too much out of the gate and giving him a spot on the roster and the lineup that makes sense positionally with the other young talent they brought in of late, it would be the Brooklyn Nets. And then with a player like Michael Brown Jr., I mean, that one doesn't shock me in the slightest. I think Michael Brown Jr. has the highest ceiling of any of these point guards that we're talking about in this particular range. At 6'5", with his blend of speed and shiftiness and off the dribble 3-point shooting ability from deep range, his creative passing on the move. I don't want to shock anyone when I say this. I don't want anyone to think about it in a negative way, but I want us to think about the positive qualities of when LaMelo Ball was entering the NBA a few years ago. When I watched LaMelo Ball, you could clearly see on film some things that he could do that other players in that class or other guards who would come into the NBA in recent years simply couldn't do. And I feel the same way about Michael in terms of the flair and the pizzazz that comes with some of the more special plays that he can make offensively. So I'm not shocked at all to hear about some very, very high interest in Michael. I think the talent warrants a look in the 5, 6 to 7 range for that young guard.
We have, here at the station, obviously we all have our favorites in terms of who we want the Kings to take. And I know there are a lot of people, not myself, I'm an A-Cuff gal, but I know there are a lot of people who are on Kingston Fleming's, and rightfully so. Like, a lot of the guys here have laid that out very nicely. I'm curious of your take on Kingston Fleming's, the biggest, I guess, upside of him right now, and why maybe he could fit with the Kings.
Well, he certainly did a lot to help himself at the NBA draft combine in particular. I know that some people were a little worried about how he came in from a measurement perspective in terms of, the weight and the wingspan and things of that nature. But in terms of how he shot the ball in a lot of those workouts, how he's continued to shoot the ball in different workouts, how it wasn't on an extreme amount of three-point volume in college, but he was another one of these players who did shoot about 39% from three-point range in college. And listen, the shot doesn't look pretty. I personally don't love the mechanics and the time it takes for him to get the ball out of his hands, but he's comfortable with it. He's said himself that he understands that the shot may not be the prettiest, but I trust it to go in, and I'm going to continue to make threes at a high level. That, to me, was the biggest question mark about him. If he's making threes at a solid clip, he does a lot of other things at that point guard position to help your team win games. He has the best pure burst in terms of breaking down somebody one-on-one with that initial first step and getting inside the arc of a lot of these other guards in this class. He really trusts that mid-range pull-up shot of his. He can get all the way to the basket and finish with creativity. I don't think he's an advanced passer by any means, but he knows how to play and pick and roll and make a lot of the reads that are right in front of him and get guys easier shots just because of his speed and his ability to get downhill and create in the mid-range. So Kingston Flemings would do a lot at the point guard position for a team in particular. I think he could help a lot of the Sacramento Kings players, get some easier looks. A lot of this talent that the Kings have right now, especially the young talent, is in the front court, and a lot of those guys are more play finishers than play creators. They need someone who can consistently set them up for easy looks, and I think Kingston Flemings could help guys like Maxime Reynaud and Dylan Cardwell and some of these other young players, Keegan Murray, get some easier looks and create on offense.
Nathan, I want to ask your a personal draft philosophy question, because if this draft ends up being as good as some are labeling it to be, if we re-examine this draft 4 or 5 years from now and, man, that draft class was maybe even better than we thought, you don't want to be the team with a high pick in that generational draft who missed, right? No one wants to be that one team or that group of teams that somehow managed to turn a generational draft into a fumble. So that being said, it's a two-parter. For any team, not just the Kings, how aggressive or open would you be to an aggressive attempt to try and trade up and use future draft assets to maneuver in this year's draft in particular, number one? And the other part to the question is, if you're set on a guy and you feel that maybe the mocks don't have him as high as whatever or as low as whatever, like you decide to take the upside of a guy, picks before he's mocked to go, and take the surprise reaction to that. Do you subscribe to that way of thinking if a team at the Clippers at 5 were to take a guy, or the Nets at 6 were to take a guy in Ament that's mocked to go 10 or 11, and people, oh man, what a big swing, what an over draft by the Nets, but they really feel that is the right guy in this draft. Where do you fall kind of in your philosophy on those two sides?
I love these two questions in particular. I love that I'm getting asked something like this on a radio show. I'll answer the first one. I would certainly love to be aggressive and make a move to get into the top 4 of this draft, because I do think those 4 players in particular, and I'm glad that we're including Caleb Wilson in that discussion, because I feel like he goes a little bit under-discussed among the national media. I would love to be very aggressive and make a move like that if it meant even giving up some future picks down the road and maybe an impact player or two right now. But which of those teams is moving out of the top 4?
Right.
I don't foresee any of those teams, unless they would have to be really, really bowled over by an offer.
Right.
And I just don't think anyone's capable of making that offer. And I don't think a team, even like a Memphis Grizzlies or a Chicago Bulls, want to move out of that, because they don't have identities right now. Mm-hmm. As young rebuilding teams, there isn't one player you can point to on their roster so you're comfortable saying, yep, we're going to build this entire thing around them, versus when they can go and get a Cameron Boozer or a Caleb Wilson. So, again, I'd love to do it. I just don't think it's going to happen. And then number 2, in regards to being sure about your evaluation to the point where you're willing to take that swing despite what anyone else says, I mean, that's how some of the best draft picks are made in NBA history. You have to have the courage of your conviction and be able to go out there and potentially put your career, honestly, on the line with how some of these NBA jobs are taken away from you in the blink of an eye if things don't go right. But that's how it has to be done in the NBA nowadays. You have to be confident in what you believe in, and I think the other part that comes along with that is some of these players, sometimes they go to a situation that you're not expecting, but it was actually the best situation for them because that team actually had a true developmental plan in place for them to be the best version of themselves. You know, you guys are covering the Sacramento Kings day in and day out. You know, I thought that Marvin Bagley back in the day was a very talented player. I worked with people who were much higher on him than I was, but the thing about his evaluation was you needed to have a specific plan in place to maximize his talent. That clearly didn't happen in Sacramento. He never found his footing. But what if he had went to the right place that had that type of thing in mind for him the first time? Could have he been a potentially different player? We can certainly point to success stories and some failures throughout NBA history that's the case. So if a team like the LA Clippers says, we think Nate Amen is not only one of the best prospects in this draft, but here's our specific plan that we're laying out for him to become that player, and they're confident in that plan, then why not take the swing on him at 5 versus maybe putting yourself with another player who you don't feel as confident in, or you don't feel like you have the resources and the plan in place to be able to support them. Fit means so much in the NBA. It's not discussed enough when we're talking about these players and arguing back and forth about who should go where. Fit, plan, developmental action, it means everything in the NBA.
Nathan, super quick before we let you go, we really appreciate you taking the time. You mentioned you like to do a draft lottery or your mock draft where if you were making the selection for every single team, like just if you, not the teams themselves, who in your mock draft are you selecting for the Kings at 7?
I'm taking Darius Acuff if he's there on the board, plain and simple. I think he's the perfect fit for Sacramento at that point guard position. I think they need someone who can not only set others up for success, but be able to get them a bucket when things break down. That's really the key thing on offense that Kings team is missing right now. I'll worry about some of the defensive concerns later. Right now, if I'm the Kings, I need to solidify my offensive identity. I need to start building around players who are not just spot up and play finishers, but can really go out there and create for themselves and figure out how to get the ball in the basket when everything else on offense breaks down. So I'm taking Darius Acuff.
Nathan, you're phenomenal, as is the entire team over at No Ceilings. Keep up the fantastic work. Enjoy the build-up up until draft night itself, and we'll have to do this again very soon, my guy.
Absolutely. Whenever you guys need me, just give me a holler. Thanks, Matt and Kayla.
Nathan is the best. The content over at No Ceilings is incredible. We're going to break, but the Giants' bats stay hot. Willie Adames just hit a 2-run homer in the first inning in Wrigley. San Francisco getting a little pop in their bat. It's about damn time. I'm sure Tony Vitello feels that way. We'll take the break. When we come back, how much of a chance does ESPN's Football Power Index give the Raiders to go from worst team in the NFL to the playoffs? The number is actually a little bit higher than I expected, to be honest. We'll have that for you when we return. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Friday forecast, wall-to-wall sunshine's what you're looking at, and it's going to be hot as a result. Expect highs today to climb to the upper 90s. We'll cool off into the upper 50s overnight tonight. Delta breeze will bring in some cooling for the weekend with highs expected in the 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. 696-355.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step. providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
We've seen every kind of golf swing, some smooth, some, let's just say, innovative. And that's why Hagen Oaks offers Total Game Fitting. The TrackMan-powered player performance studio shows what your swing is really doing. Ping's Ball-Nemic Ball Fitter finds a ball that behaves. The Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps turn almost into yes. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner builds stability from the ground up. At Hagen Oaks, we don't judge your game, we fix it. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
It's Big O Tire's anniversary sales event. Now through June 14th, buy 3 tires, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Plus, you'll also get our industry-leading ProTech Plus warranty for free. Disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See Big O dealer for pricing.
MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is taking on Cal Expo this summer. Catch live music performances and more than 100 top skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete. June 26th through June 28th. Get your tickets now at xgames.com.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 67, San Francisco's first franchise win.
Before the glory days of the 49ers, there had to be a first. Let's take you back to September 15th, 1946. The 49ers beat the Miami Seahawks 21-14 to claim their first regular season victory in franchise history. Running back Dick Renfro had a career-best rushing day as he ran through the Seahawk defense for 3 touchdowns. Only 17,500 fans were on hand at Kezar Stadium to watch the 2 All-America Football Conference teams meet for their only time in San Francisco and the first win in franchise history.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
I might have made a mistake, Kayla. A career potentially altering mistake. Not that bad, but I had my wife on the podcast last night because she's been wanting to come on the pod forever.
That's right.
She thinks it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we start our recording and she's actually super nervous. Like as soon as she sat down, the light came on. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm actually nervous by this." Well, she killed it. She did a great job. She BS'd her way through it, had fun with it. I'm actually super proud of her because that's not something she does at all. She's not a social media person. She's not a media person at all. She could care less about what I do. But she was a great sport, played along, had a lot of fun with it. And the majority of the comments on the video are, I should not host the podcast anymore and she should.
Wow.
So just a hostile takeover in the George
So
family.
I need to watch it.
We had fun with it.
Was she very like good with answers, and
some of them she nailed without realizing she nailed them, and others of them she had no idea what she was talking about, but she powered
She sold
through.
it.
I give her credit. I asked her, a listener asked her what she thinks about Doug Christie, and she gave her reasoning for why she doesn't feel like Doug Christie should be the head coach.
Wow.
I was like, that's brave.
Okay, I got to go back and watch this.
So she had fun with it.
That's entertaining.
I'm proud of her. She had
Good
fun
for
with
her. I'm not surprised.
No.
You know, she's
not hard.
and she's an athlete. She's a competitor.
She is an athlete.
It's just born in her.
The biggest takeaways from it are, one, she took Russ's side.
Whoa! I thought you said she might not.
I think that's false context.
Mm-hmm. Two, she laid out and actually went on a little bit of a rant about why tanking is stupid, and she hates the concept of tanking, and I'm dead wrong about tanking, and the whole she went on a whole rant about tanking, which we've talked about before.
Yeah,
she can't stand tanking.
Well, because she's also an athlete.
Yep, an athlete.
Right?
So she can't stand the idea of tanking, so she went on a rant about that.
Okay, now I actually do want to hear that.
I know.
What were the other takeaways?
Did she have a draft?
Yeah, Kingston Fleming's.
Oh.
But the only reason she knew that was because that I reported what I reported about Kingston Fleming's recently. But I did ask her, because she has no idea about any of these guys. I asked her, why Kingston Fleming's? She goes, well, I think he's fast. I was like, you're right, actually. You nailed that one.
Look at that.
The biggest surprise was someone asked her about should the Kings go out and get Lou Dort. And, of course, she has no freaking
idea.
clue who Lou Dort is. And she answers the question, and she goes, yeah, the Kings need someone who's going to be a bit mean, who's going to be physical. And I was like, well,
that's funny.
She nailed it.
That's really
She
funny.
nailed it. Then she gave her rendition of where she thinks the legend of Sauce Castillo came from. Which, are you familiar with Sauce Castillo?
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't? Neither of you do.
No.
So Sauce Castillo. So remember Nick Stauskas? The Kings drafted Nick Stauskas. So famously during a Kings game, someone had the auto captioning on, auto captioning.
Yes.
Like on the TV.
Yes.
It's muted, and the auto captioning turned Nick Stauskas' name into Sauce Castillo, so that became his nickname.
That's awesome.
Sauce Castillo.
That's
but
great.
Of course, Britt doesn't know this, so she came up with a story about the legend of Sauce Castillo was a player was going for a loose ball, which she called a foul ball, in the crowd, and he knocked over a bunch of sauce, and it got everywhere. So
that's great.
All sauce is now banned from courtside. That was
awesome.
was her take on the Sauce Castillo legend.
Sounds entertaining.
Yep. She wants to bring back Royale. She thinks now that De'Aaron Fox is gone, we should bring back Royale. That was another one.
Okay, De'Aaron gets a bad rap for that. Everyone thought it was stupid.
No, but De'Aaron said it, and De'Aaron is the reason why the Kings canned
So wait,
it.
I missed this too.
So you know who Royale is, right?
I missed this.
You haven't heard of this?
So Royale was a couple of years ago.
Oh, Royale, the actual mascot. No, I have heard this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whenever you say Royale, it takes me a minute for it to click.
Yeah, Royale.
It was like the ugly basketball head, supposedly, that he didn't like,
Yeah,
right?
Fox was shown a video. I think Sean Cunningham showed him a picture of Royale, and Fox said, "What the F is that?" And it went viral, and the Kings canned it.
But also, everyone hated it before that happened.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was funny.
No, it was funny, but they should have leaned into how bad it was.
Right.
Me and Alan made so many jokes about that. My favorite one was that it looks like the Syracuse Orange mascot had the Deadpool face disease.
He was terrified. It was a terrifying mascot. But the curse of Royale lives, because the second the Kings and De'Aaron Fox got Royale canceled,
it was over.
It all fell apart. Literally, within 2 weeks was when the losing streak that cost Mike Brown his job happened.
The curse of Royale.
I bet though, you guys, he's somewhere in a closet, stuffed, put away.
They were teasing last year at the arena they were going to bring him back, and then they never did it.
Never paid it off. Bring Royale back. That was another take of my wife. Anyway, so we talked earlier in the week about NFL's what is it called? Football Power Index, right? This is what they put together that mathematically puts together predictions for different teams to win divisions and win Super Bowls. And we talked about the Niners had the 5th best odds at winning or making it to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. 3 of the NFC West teams were in the top 5, which has never happened before from the same division. Then ESPN released all of the teams that were last in their division and their odds of going from last to first, Well, number one, it's not surprising. The Detroit Lions, who were last in their division last year, actually have the highest percent chance to win their division.
I did see that.
They have a 38.2% chance. So it doesn't surprise me. Some teams are like, yeah, you expect them to bounce back. The Tennessee Titans were actually ranked as the 4th most likely team to go from bottom of the division to top of the division. They have a 5.6% chance of winning their division and a 12.4% chance of making it to the playoffs. The Las Vegas Raiders, who famously were the worst team in football last year, have a 1.5% chance of winning their division, but a 6% chance of making it to the playoffs.
There you go. There's a chance.
To be honest, 6% was higher than I thought.
What do you think it would be, like 2?
Like 4, maybe. So we'll take the 6.
They're giving a little benefit of the doubt, Like, you got Max Crosby back.
Yeah, Fernando Mendoza's got to be at least worth 1 percentage point.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on now.
Kirk Doza.
By
the way, Kirk got asked about Love Island, and there's a great clip going around. A great clip.
Is that the TikTok you sent us this morning?
I sent you guys a TikTok. You got to watch it. Mendoza makes a debut as well in that.
I didn't watch last night's episode, Kayla, so I'm behind.
Oh, darn. We have to go to break. Coming up next is Kayla's 2-minute drill, unless she turns it into the Love Island.
2-minute Love Island drill? I'm joking. I won't do that to you guys.
Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell had to address the media and the awkwardness in his quarterback room. We'll have that and more coming in Kayla's 2-minute drill. Maybe some Love Island talk, too. You never know with her. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
He'd be good on the show.
X Games are coming to Sacramento. Join Kayla Anderson at Sactown Sports 1140 at Cal Expo Center from June 26th through the 28th to watch the top action sports athletes in the world go head-to-head with 3 days of high-octane competition, BMX, skateboarding, and Moto X. Plus live music from global electronic music icon Cascade, Grammy-winning producer Artist Mustard, and DJ Subtronics. Get your tickets today at xgames.com. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Hi, I'm Adam Johnson here with Golf Fitness Solutions. If you want more distance, less pain, better mobility, and a body that holds up for 18 holes, come see us. We're expanding in Carmichael, and you're invited to our grand opening party on June 13th from noon to 4. Tour our new space, meet the team, try the simulator challenge, see if you can make a hole-in-one, and learn how golf-specific training, stretching, massage, and assessments can help your game. Call 916-802-5175 or visit us at golffitnesssolutions.com for more information.
Sacramento. Get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back on Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power in Road for crazy deals on Milwaukee tools. We're talking 20% off all Milwaukee pack-out, hand tools, and tool accessories. Free goods and dollars off your order and certain spend amounts. And overall insane deals on Milwaukee batteries and Bear tools again. June 12th from 7 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. and June 13th from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Visit fastenersinc.net for more info.
Your summer concert lineup is here with the Sactown Sports Live Events Calendar. June 18th through the 21st, it's the El Dorado County Fair and Event Center with rides, food, live music, and family fun. June 20th, catch Dave Cause and friends at the Blue Note Napa Summer Session at the Meritage Resort and Spa in Napa. Then laugh with Chris Tucker June 27th. Don't miss the X Games flying into Cal Expo June 26th through the 28th. July brings Frasco Flats July 10th at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. Gary Owen July 18th at Hard Rock Live Sacramento, and Willie Nelson July 19th at Ironstone Amphitheater. Then August explodes with Santana and the Doobie Brothers August 8th at Toyota Amphitheater. David Lee Roth August 14th at Thunder Valley. Kane Brown August 16th at Ironstone Amphitheater. The Black Crows and Whiskey Myers August 19th. George Thorogood August 24th, and Ashley Cook October 10th at Ace of Spades. Get every show and every ticket now on the Sactown Sports Live Events Calendar.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples, all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento River Cats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your River Cats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
The week began with the bombshell of Myles Garrett being traded to the Rams. So tell me the week is ending with something else good in the NFL, Kayla. We got to have something, right?
We'll start with this because we did the, what was it? The replacements. We got to like the replacements 8.
Oh, no. There's not more, is there?
No more replacements movies.
God.
But there was a movie that was called Moving Out of the State. And I think we're on maybe the 3rd movie.
Oh, well, I don't know the movie, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so we're talking about the Chicago Bears.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole situation on if they're going to stay in Illinois, if they're going to move to Indiana. Yeah. So it just came out earlier today, I should say. The Bears Board of Directors voted Thursday to, in fact, advance their stadium development in Hammond, Indiana. So it is pretty much, without it being saying official, it pretty much is going to happen. So the Bears plan to leave the state, who they've really called home their whole entire time. So they'll be in Indiana moving forward whenever they build that stadium. But they're not going to rebrand like I've mentioned before. Like they're still going to be called the Chicago Bears. It is just... It's always weird, though.
I hate this.
It is a weird thing.
It just feels wrong. It just doesn't. You're the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Play in Chicago. Play in Illinois, at least. I don't like.
The train will still take you there.
Great. So will a car. I can drive to a different state, but that doesn't mean if I had driven up to Seattle, they wouldn't still be the Sacramento Kings. Now I know that's an extreme example because of the distance and multiple or a state in between the two. But the point is, if you're taking a team out of a city but still claiming that city, it just is stupid and it's wrong in my opinion. It's not that it's like morally wrong necessarily. It just doesn't work. It sounds stupid. It sounds dumb, but anything for a penny.
You know what they'll also do, you guys? I think Indiana, like being petty, will be like, oh yeah, well now we've got 2 NFL teams in our state. Of
course they will.
You know, I'm sure that's gonna be a running joke with those 2 states because they are right there.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know where they're getting the money to do all that.
I don't either, but whatever.
It's probably one of those private-public partnerships. I was trying to read into it more. I think it's more about like the state laws and like the zoning permits and tax rules and stuff like that.
Well, I'd like to hear from a Bears fan sometime. Maybe I need to text some of my Bears fans because I do have a lot of Bears friends, I should say.
Maybe we should ask the Chicago Pope what he thinks about it.
There you go.
Pope.
That's a good one. All right, Pickens will be present. So he finally signed his tag recently, because I think that was going to be something where he was maybe going to hold out until there was an extension, and finally they got it done. So Dallas Cowboys coach Brian Schottenheimer says that he does actually expect George Pickens to be at mandatory minicamp that's going to be June 16th through the 18th. I guess he wasn't at OTAs, but he had a good reason. I guess he was doing like a kids camp that he had pre-planned or something. So he's been there working at that. But I think as long as he's at, starting with the mandatory minicamp, I don't care. First of all, he didn't get a new deal. I understand that was a thing, but he said, you know what, I'll sign the tag. He's going to be there, it seems like. So good for George Pickens, going in the right direction, because I've not always been the biggest fan of his. I've heard a lot of stories from him when he was at Georgia and his lack of responsibility. So I feel he's growing up a little.
So, you mean when he tried to fight someone mid-play during
that,
the time
and they
on the
were
Steelers?
still having to people had to call or wake him up during his first pro season with the Pittsburgh Steelers, because that's what he did at Georgia.
So just for context purposes, this is Coach Schottenheimer saying he expects it, but we haven't heard from specifically Pickens' side of things saying he will be there, right? It's just the coach saying, I expect him to be there. But it's different from he needs to show up.
Sure.
It's I believe. It sounds like from everything I know, he's going to be there.
Yeah,
I think correct?
I think so. I think the only thing, by the way, OTAs are voluntary, guys. And while, the 49ers, you can get lucky and have 100% attendance, I said, on the show yesterday, that doesn't usually happen.
A lot of places usually.
And a lot of these guys, the wide receiver position, look, they make a lot of money. They're kind of divas. Some like to do their own things. Mm-hmm. But he did have a camp that he was holding. So I think a lot of people are like, cool, do your thing. You didn't want to cancel it. Just as long as you get to mandatory minicamp, which it seems like he's going to be.
Cool.
So good for Pickens.
Yeah.
I think he's growing up. Let's move on. I was seeing which ones, because we're not going to be able to get to any or all of these. Okay. So I didn't really realize that this was happening in real time right now, but it looks like Baker Mayfield and the Bucs are not even close.
Yeah, I saw this earlier today.
When it comes to a contract extension, I guess Baker spoke for the first time this week. He said that contract extension talks are not anywhere close to what we were thinking, and that it is, quote, time to get something done long term. I do not blame you, Baker. You've been through a lot, kid. And I know you're not a kid anymore. But, man, you rejuvenated your career. Kyle's laughing back there. You rejuvenated your career in Tampa, where you could have literally fallen off like all the other Browns quarterbacks have.
Yep.
So I think Tampa would be smart to do this sooner than later.
It's the final year of his deal.
Yeah.
Base salary of a $10 million
Kyle
year.
laughing at?
Kyle saw something that's got crazy.
No, it was, I thought of a tagline for Kayla's Baker Mayfield segment that made myself laugh, and I hate when I make myself laugh and I can't stop it.
All right.
I thought of a lower third for this segment.
Okay, keep talking, Matt, and then I want to hear.
Oh.
Finish your thought.
I'll just say.
You said he's got a year left.
So he's on the final year of his deal. My question is, if you're the Buccaneers, I wouldn't be backing up the truck to unload
the Brinks,
a ridiculous amount of money and a massive contract extension by any means, because I personally feel like the best years of Baker Mayfield's career are probably behind him at this point. I think he's going to be a good quarterback for the rest of his career, but what does that mean in terms of actually winning in Tampa Bay? But what is their other option, right? There's what are they waiting for? Try and get a short-term, maybe front-heavy contract done with a decent amount of guaranteed money and keep it moving until you can find your next franchise quarterback, because there are a lot of teams in a lot worse quarterback situations than you are around the league currently. So if you're not going Baker, where the hell are you going? Anyway, what else is happening?
Well, I want to know this now. I want to know the lower third. You know how we think in news.
No, it's terrible. The lower third I was thinking of is short on booty.
Wait.
He's a pirate.
Oh.
He plays for the
That's
Bucs.
actually kind of funny.
And booty, yeah.
Okay, I kind of like that. You know the pirate booty, the Cheez-Its kind of thing? Or not the Cheez-Its. Popcorn.
Yes.
That stuff's so good.
But now I'm imagining that on a telestrator
actually
on
pretty
TV. It just says short on booty.
You know me. I'm foolish. I'm a child over here. Of course I'm going to laugh at that. Finally, we got to talk about it because I think last week I brought it to the table, the awkwardness of the quarterbacks for the Vikings and the two reactions when they were asked about each other.
Kyler handled it well.
I thought Kyler handled it well, and I don't think he handles a lot of things well. So I was really proud of him.
Always got to get a dig in there.
I was really proud of him. So I guess Kevin O'Connell was asked about this, and because he hadn't talked about it until this week. And he said that they have been very professional in their interactions and that he doesn't require players to smile every day. But he reiterated that the Vikings are conducting a transparent competition for their quarterback job in terms of a starter and implied that day-to-day demeanor is part of determining a winner. So now they're puppets for the media as well. You have to go out there and make sure you're selling that demeanor, and that can help you in winning QB1.
Listen, you're friends. You like each other. You will pretend you like each other, even though each of you are trying to take the other's job. You will smile. You will say nice things about each other, or I will cut your ass.
It's like the Hunger Games and the Vikings, training camp.
Oh, God, they're going to kill each other?
They might.
Oh, no.
All of that sounded like code word for JJ, get your bleeping attitude together.
Yeah.
I thought that the word choice was hilarious from Kevin O'Connell.
We don't require people to smile is a crazy thing for a sitting NFL head coach to have to say.
He probably feels like such a parent. He's
Yeah,
like,
for
right,
sure. And
kids.
Kevin O'Connell's pretty young too himself as a
I'm
head
not
coach.
dealing
So.
with, listen, I already have to find a way to win in Minnesota. Don't make me babysit your stupid attitude.
That's your 2-minute drill.
Coming up next, fans think that De'Aaron Fox needs to be more of the scorer that he was in Sacramento. But is that what the Spurs need from him in order to win a title? We'll talk about that, plus something Jalen Brunson refused to do before the finals began. Refused to do until he's earned it. We'll share that with you to start the final hour of the show on a Friday. Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Did you try my Colombian tamales? They're delicious.
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched,
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt. Can you pass me a straw?
You mean a pitillo.
Tamales deserve Pepsi.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You can buy golf clubs anywhere, but why buy clubs that fit the shelf instead of your swing? That's why Hagen Oaks offers total game fitting. TrackMan dials in your driver and irons. Ping's Bolemic Ball Fitter finds your perfect golf ball. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner matches you with balance and stability. Whether you're a beginner or accomplished, your best game starts with the right fit. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Game 2 of the NBA Finals in San Antonio tonight. The Spurs looking to bounce back after losing Game 1 to the New York Knicks, who have not lost a game in over 40 days or something like that. They've been unstoppable. Can the Spurs finally hand them an L, or will Mike Brown's Knicks take a 2-0 lead going home to Madison Square Garden? Well, a lot of people are paying attention not just to see how the Spurs will bounce back, but are very much paying attention to see if De'Aaron Fox will bounce back. We talked about this quote from De'Aaron that we're about to play for you. Later in yesterday's show, we read it. But let's hear De'Aaron Fox answer a question about his aggressiveness and his looking to score and how things have changed. And that'll lead into a conversation about how aggressive Fox should be, what fans expect of him versus what we think the Spurs expect or need of him to win a title. Here's De'Aaron Fox.
Fox, I've been watching you since Kentucky days, Sacramento, and you kind of play always like a poise, like a different poise. And in this team, I don't see you with the confidence that you used to play all across your career. Can you take us through how difficult it has been this year in this finals and how you managed to change the route?
I mean, I gotta make shots. I think that's the only thing that I think is different at times. But obviously, I'm not shooting the ball as much. But coming here, I knew that was the way that it was going to be. As a player, you sacrifice for the betterment of the team. And there are times where I need to take shots. There are times where I don't take as many shots. But at the end of the day, you need to make the shots that you take.
So I remember reading that quote yesterday, and when I read it, my reaction to it was like, I don't know if this is a great thing to hear after the way Game 1 went, but considering we hear the context of the question that was asked of him and at the beginning and the end of that answer by Fox, he takes accountability for, I got to make the shots that I'm taking at least, but I'm definitely not shooting as much, and I knew that would be the case.
I mean, I'm glad we heard the question because, first of all, and the guy was right in asking the question. It was so funny because it's like when you pose a question and you pretty much say well, you're not confident in terms of
you don't look
what
as
you're
confident as you were.
I mean, as a player, I'd be like, what the what?
Yeah.
But De'Aaron's credit, he really answered that, I thought, from front to end, like you said, pretty well.
Yeah.
And you have to be somewhat honest with yourself too and be like, yeah, I mean, it does suck. But I also need to just it is what it is, and I need to make those shots.
A lot of people are using it as a I understand when you bring the money conversation in because he's not paid like a side player. He's not paid like a role player. He's paid like a star.
Yeah.
And so I understand when people bring up, well, he went to he left Sacramento where he was the top guy and went to San Antonio knowing he would not be the top guy there, as if that's an insult to him, where I don't think as long as there's a ring at the end of it and winning, it really matters to De'Aaron, because De'Aaron knows, just like Mitch Johnson knows and everybody on that roster knows, how important and how essential De'Aaron is to win when the Spurs are at their best, right? There is nobody that runs that team better than De'Aaron Fox, and we've seen that repeatedly throughout the playoffs, even in games where he's not scoring a lot. And really the conversation around De'Aaron Fox and how much money he's making has to just do with scoring. Because people, the first thing, and we do this for every player when we look at a box score, the first place our eyes go is points. We do it for everybody. That's typically why they list points first, and then field goal percentage right after it, like scoring. This is a scoring league. And De'Aaron Fox is not scoring to the level that we know he's capable of scoring. Kayla, you actually sent to me this morning some of the numbers that you've noticed about the shooting percentages and the shot attempts and how they've dropped off since...
I think it was Kyle.
Oh, was it Kyle that sent that? I'm sorry. I was in the group chat. How the shot attempts and the shooting percentages have dropped off since he came back from his injury. He's shooting, like 2 less attempts per game, Kyle, but the percentages are way down. He's just not as efficient as he usually is.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up his exact numbers from the regular season so we have them. So in the regular season, De'Aaron shot 14.5 attempts per game. He was a 48% shooter from the field, 33% from 3.
Yep.
Okay.
In the playoffs, since coming back from his ankle injury, so this is just the conference finals and game 1 of the finals, he's only taken 12.7 shots compared to 14.5 in the regular season.
So shooting less.
But he's shooting 34% from the field on those 12.5 shots and 19% on threes.
Yeah, so since coming back from his injury, his percentages are way down, so are his shot attempts. I mean, these are undeniable facts. These are numbers. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to use the injury as an excuse. It's the same way we talk about the injuries with the Sacramento Kings. They matter. They play a part. But the Sacramento Kings didn't have a terrible season because of the injuries. So I do think De'Aaron playing a bit hobbled and playing on an ankle, that does still bother him, and he's talked about it. Sam Amick did an article about it. It does still bother him, but in the NBA Finals, put up or shut up time, like that's not an excuse. The reason why I'm confident for Fox going into game 2 tonight is he's still getting to the spots that we've seen him hit shots from time and time and time again throughout his entire career. If he was not able to get to those spots because he didn't have his burst, or he didn't have, if the ankle was hobbling him so much that he didn't have that superpower speed and that first step and that quickness that he's made a career out of, then I'd be concerned. He, in the first quarter of game 1, repeatedly got past his man, touched the paint, drew the defense in, hit either Champagnie or Harper, or different players for open threes in the corner. Vassell, I'm pretty sure, had one. Like, we've seen De'Aaron still be able to play his game. What's been missing is his ability to convert and hit shots. So that's what we're talking about. It's shooting. It's scoring.
It is. And I don't know, it's hard sometimes because you can take the confidence that maybe you lost for that quick second that you first endured the injury, and then obviously you're not playing in those few games, or you're not playing as much. And then once you get back out there and to get in rhythm again, all players are so different when it comes to the mental part of that and that connection with the shot, right? Yep. Like you're saying, he's hitting his spots, but the shot's not dropping. And unfortunately, there's not an exact science to how some players work through that, or at what point they do work through that. Because I was even looking, when was the injury again?
It was in game 7 of the semifinals, or is it game 6 of the semifinals? Well, there were only 6.
Okay. So, because I'm looking at points per game, right? Throughout the playoffs, like we just mentioned. And honestly, throughout most of that time, they're they're all double digits. Now there are a couple lower double digit games for him point wise. But when he hit that series with OKC, he had 15 and 12, and then he had the 9 points, and then the 5 points, and then 15, and then back to like 7 the other night. Like he's obviously not consistent with being able to hit these shots, and I do think it is part of like coming back from that injury and like the consistency thing of it. I don't think the injury is necessarily the exact reason, and I'm not going to give him credit or give him a leeway for that either.
Right.
But I do think there's a connection somehow with like shots just not falling.
Yeah, I mean,
and carrying it out.
Again, the injury plays a part.
Yeah.
But it's not, no one cares if you're hurt.
You can't use that.
If you're hurt, then don't play.
It's just like figure it out then.
Yeah.
That's all that you can say.
And sorry, just for context. So game 4 of the Timberwolves series, he hurt it and then re-hurt it in game 6.
That's right.
Okay.
And Dosunmu,
Gotcha.
Dosunmu fell on him, right? Or no, kicked it out from underneath him.
Dosunmu was the first one, and then he just rolled it in game 6.
He tweaked it. Here's where I stand in front of Fox a little bit, as you guys know I'm going to do, because I'm a Fox fan. What a lot of people are doing that's inaccurate are looking at Fox's shooting numbers and his scoring numbers and assuming that he's not impacting the game positively because the shooting and scoring numbers are not there. That's not true. But I'm talking separately from game 1. Game 1, Fox played good defense in game 1. He had good distribution in the first quarter. That's about it. So, again, I'm standing in front of Fox here. For the most part, even when Fox hasn't been scoring throughout these playoffs, he's been a noticeably impactful player when it comes to playmaking, running the offense, still getting to his spots, drawing in the defense, opening up opportunities for Castle, taking some of the attention off of Castles, taking some of the attention off of Harper when he shared the floor with Harper. And those are things that people dismiss as not valuable because of the amount of money he's being paid. And that is like... That's where we need to separate some things, in my opinion. Because to Mitch Johnson, to the San Antonio Spurs, who are paying, Mitch isn't, but the Spurs, who are paying Fox every penny of that contract, they're able to separate what we are paying him versus the production that he's giving us that we need to be in the position that we're in. The investment, the overpay is worth it to them because of what he brings to the Spurs that he did not bring in game 1.
Yep.
So I'm able to separate game 1's performance from game 7's performance in Oklahoma City. I was interacting with someone on our text line earlier saying he hasn't been good for like 4 or 5 straight games. That's the furthest thing from the truth. De'Aaron Fox was really good in game 7. He just didn't score the ball a ton because he didn't have to. His defense was fantastic. He ran the offense. He took care of the basketball. He's been rebounding the basketball better for an undersized guard, helping take some of that pressure off of guys who are sending double teams to box out Victor Wembanyama at times, or if Wemby is forced to play on the perimeter. Like, Fox has stepped up in a ton of different ways that has directly contributed to the Spurs being here. Y'all want to say that doesn't matter because of the amount of money that he's being paid. That's fine, because you expect the star version of De'Aaron Fox to score 30-plus points because the amount of money he's being paid suggests that's what he needs to do. But think about how little the Spurs are paying everybody else and how they contribute offensively. So now they can spend that money and right now afford to allocate that money into a player like De'Aaron, who does the other things that this Spurs team needs. I would argue, Kayla, if De'Aaron Fox were to go out there and say, unless the team asked it of him, if De'Aaron Fox were to go out there and say, I need to bounce back from going 3 of 13 and only scoring 7 points, I need to go get mine tomorrow night, tonight, I would argue that would hurt the team more than it would help the team with what they specifically need him to do.
I think that it's so hard for people to like, and especially if he's a player that you already, he rubs you wrong, right?
Sure.
Like you are on the non-Fox supporter side.
Right.
Because it's like every chance you can get to be like, or like, what, like, you're getting paid all this money, you're trash, whatever. When the reality of it is first of all, I go say that to the Spurs because they're the ones that forked out the money for De'Aaron Fox, and Fox is being also kind of asked to play a certain role here, which he's said that.
Yep.
And I agree. It doesn't look the best right now with the consistency part of his game.
Mm-hmm.
That has been a little up and down through the last, at least specifically 2 series.
Mm-hmm.
This one in Oklahoma City.
Right.
But you're right. Like, the credit is never, people don't look to that side.
Right.
Or they don't look to that role in the fourth quarter, which, by the way, again, he did not do that properly.
He didn't in game one. No excuses.
Right. But because it is offense, points, money, that's the first thing that people are going to drag him down about. So it doesn't surprise me that this continues to be a conversation and that people are going to continue to probably stay on that side, even if he wins a championship.
Right.
But when it's all said and done, I think your point is valid by saying, look, it is more than just De'Aaron Fox is not scoring enough for what he's getting paid. We talked about it months ago. When you have teams that are built for this moment, and they may not get it done, they're built in different ways. Roles are used in different ways. And it's just like, them's is the apples.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just funny how fans, the people who aren't even remotely responsible for a single penny of what that's being paid for De'Aaron, care more about his paycheck than the San Antonio Spurs do.
It is funny. And unless the Spurs came out and said, like, well, he ain't doing enough.
And the Zach LaVine comparison is so freaking lazy because, guys, we're not talking about the same thing. The Sacramento Kings know that they're overpaying and don't want to be paying Zach LaVine. They would rather move on from that. That's not the same position that the Spurs are in. They're willing to pay that money right now to put De'Aaron Fox in a position that he is so that this team can accelerate their way from not being in the playoffs for years in a row to in the NBA Finals in the first freaking year. Like, that's what they're paying for, and it's worth it to them, especially if they get the job done. And the Spurs can even feel that if they don't get the job done this year, why won't they be right back here next year when Harper and Castle, in theory, will get better, Wemby will get better. You only have to pay one of those guys coming up.
Yep.
And Fox can still be here.
It's honestly... like, the Spurs have it really well. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like, they have it. They don't even have to have Fox be that guy because they've got, well, of course they got Wemby, but you do have then these other young guys that are growing, and you can take the time to have them grow. That's the other thing we don't even talk about. Those guys are going to be better in 2 years, and they are going to be starters, you know? But they don't give a damn. That's not the timeline they care about right now because they have all these right pieces for what they want. And if Fox has a rough game or Fox gets beat up, well, great. Go to one of these young guys.
There is no question that Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper specifically, when it comes to the value of their contract with the scoring that they've been doing, has been better than De'Aaron Fox. There's no question.
Yeah.
But De'Aaron, I would argue,
he adds in so many different ways.
I would argue does everything better, everything else better.
And
he runs the offense better.
I don't even think we don't even talk about what happens off the court.
Plays better defense.
We don't talk about the mentor. We don't talk about any of that with them. We talk about it here with Russ. I'm sure De'Aaron has had his footprint or his mark on some of these young guys when it comes to the game.
The difference would be, if I'm arguing against myself here, well, Russ is a league minimum player and De'Aaron Fox is a max player.
Sure.
Again, I understand that. But the investment that the Spurs made in De'Aaron Fox, because, by the way, paying De'Aaron Fox's money was the only thing they had to give up in order to get him, because the Kings didn't get a damn thing from them. From the Spurs in the trade whatsoever. So they're already playing with house money in their mind.
Hey, they got 17 games of Valanciunas.
Woo. And they are now in a position where, again, they're in the NBA Finals right away after paying the guy. So in their mind, everything that they've been doing has been justified. And if you're worried about, well, what are they going to do when they have to pay Harper, that's a problem 3 years from now that they don't have to worry about. There's times and places for things. That does not excuse De'Aaron's performance in Game 1, because the Spurs and De'Aaron both know that if De'Aaron plays like that for this series, the Spurs are not going to win a title.
Hell no.
But if Fox plays the same way he played in Game 7, scores 15 points. People are going to look at that and go, oh, here it goes Fox, underperforming for his contract again. But if he runs the offense and plays the defense the same way, then the Spurs are going to win, and they're going to be 3 wins away from a win.
He was just not, like you said, he was just not even anything Fox on game one or in game one. I mean, and we mentioned the turnovers. It's not his thing usually either. I know he didn't have them till later, but that also matters. When you're trying to protect the ball and help your team win, you can't be doing that.
Well, on the other side of the ball, Jalen Brunson is absolutely a star. He's
so great.
Just the conversation's over with. The conversation's over with. Even if the Knicks lose this series, the conversation is over with. Jalen Brunson's a star. The Knicks are not doing this without a star player. They have one in Brunson. And this speaks to just the mindset of Brunson. You shared with us that he captured your love even more because he said he'd love to just go to a Michael Jackson concert. That's what he said, right?
There was like, what money would you spend? Like, it was like a large amount of money, right? Would you ever spend this on a ticket? And he had to think about it for a minute, and then he goes, Michael Jackson. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So Brunson won Kayla over with the Michael Jackson concert comments. Jalen Brunson won me over even more because of this.
The Larry O'Brien trophy is everywhere. It's ever present. It's on the set. It's next to the court. It's in rooms that you're asked to go and shoot promotional videos with. But you wouldn't go in. You didn't want to be near the trophy. Why?
How'd you hear about that?
I know, right? I know what's happening.
It's no comment.
Comment after maybe the Larry O'Brien trophy's in reach?
No comment.
I think Kobe Bryant might appreciate that mentality.
That's that
funny.
Part there at the end. This is very much, without saying it, this is very jobs not finished vibes. I'm not going to take a picture. Because I agree, it's weird. Like, you see a picture with Kat holding the title. You haven't won it yet. Like, in Brunson's mind, I like that. I'm not seeing it. I'm not touching it. I haven't earned it. I got to go and get it. That is a mindset. That is why Jalen Brunson, I think, went from a second-round pick to the leader of a New York Knicks team that's 3 wins away from a title.
For sure.
Because of that kind of mindset and that kind of drive.
But we talk about this all the time, and why I keep on, drumming the beat of Acuff. I see so much of that mentality in Acuff, and I know there's more expectations on him.
Yeah, it's a 7th pick. A bit different.
But the mindset is there.
Yep.
And like whatever background, Acuff, it's going to be a different path to get here. But you can't teach that.
Yeah.
And, that's where like the Detroit mentality comes in and all that, like coming from like the blue collar town and having, just those things installed in
Chip
you,
on your
instilled
shoulder.
in you.
Yeah. Underdog.
But I loved the fact that he did that too. It always reminds me, I know that's not a curse to like take a picture with it, like, and it curses you, but like the Stanley Cup, like you do not, if you're a player, you do not touch that unless you win it. Like they're all the time, pictures, whatever. Like, you don't touch it unless you win it. But like for him to say like, I'm not taking pictures with it. I totally love that mentality.
If Jalen Brunson, who took a lot of shots and didn't shoot very efficiently, so I almost expect Jalen Brunson to play better in Game 2 tonight.
Yeah, he wasn't
he's definitely
great shooting wise.
If Jalen Brunson plays better, but Karl Anthony Towns isn't as impactful, especially defensively in this game, like, how does that balance itself out? Does it balance itself out? Because I would argue, as good as Brunson was, and he closed that game out, he did his job as the star, like, Kat was the foundation of that win.
Look, we've said it from the start. I remember on the show when we were like, if they're going to have a chance to win it all, Kat's got to get his rear end in gear. He's got to buy in. He's got to do his part. And to his damn credit, he did that and more. And so I really do think that Kat is just as much of an important piece to winning this finals and having to be present and be somewhat a part of these games if they're winning them. Jalen can do his thing, but you do need Kat's presence as well.
Yep.
Who took like 18 photos with the trophy. It's like every time on the graphic, it's like, here's Kat holding the trophy.
I don't care. I'm touching. I'm holding it. It's mine. It's my manifest.
That was funny that Brunson said that because my first thought was what you said, Matt, which is like, wait, Carl was like in 4 photos with the trophy.
So I actually got to take a picture with the Larry O'Brien trophy when we were in Salt Lake City for All-Star Weekend because they bring it out for that. I didn't even want to touch it then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if we were even allowed to. I think we were, but I didn't. I didn't touch it. I was happy to be in its presence. I didn't want to touch it then.
You'll touch it when the Kings win it, and you can walk by the trophy case.
I think the Kings will do everything in their power to keep it as far away from me as possible if they win it. That's for sure. Especially soon if they do it in the next year or two out of nowhere. But boy, would I love for that to happen. We'll take the break. When we come back, it's Friday. That means we got Kyle's curveball to wrap up the show. We never know what Kyle's got planned for us. But before that, we'll check in on our MLB mini seasons. Today's games really matter to see who will be crowned champion this week. We'll talk about it when we come back, plus crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles, of course. It's Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Is #1 overall pick Fernando Mendoza making a case to start over Kirk Cousins in Week 1? Hear the latest buzz from Raiders OTAs with the Athletic's Sam Warren on the Matt and Kayla Show right now at SactownSports.com or on the Sactown Sports app. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
You can buy golf clubs anywhere, but buy clubs that fit the shelf instead of your swing. That's why Hagen Oaks offers total game fitting. TrackMan dials in your driver and irons. Ping's Bolemic Ball Fitter finds your perfect golf ball. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio helps you roll it true. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner matches you with balance and stability. Whether you're a beginner or accomplished, your best game starts with the right fit. Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Better fit, more fun. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Sacramento's best selection, best quality, and lowest prices on kitchen and bath products are at the new Anova Cabinet and Stone. For a limited time, get stunning new quartz countertops starting at just $159. That's right, only $159 for gorgeous quartz countertops. Listen to this. For a limited time, cabinets for kitchens and bathrooms are up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off new cabinets. It's a must-see. The new Anova Cabinet and Stone at Florin Road and Highway 99. Learn more at AnovaCabinetStone.com.
MoonPay X Games Sacramento 2026 is taking on Cal Expo this summer. Catch live music performances and more than 100 top skate, BMX, and Moto X athletes compete. June 26th through June 28th. Get your tickets now at xgames.com.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Catch the future of San Francisco Giants baseball right here in Sacramento with the Sacramento River Cats at Sutter Health Park. See tomorrow's stars take the field today and be part of the big league journey. Get your River Cats baseball tickets now at rivercats.com.
In 1962, Big O Tires began a revolution in the tire industry. Now through June 14th, celebrate with our 64th anniversary sale. Buy 3, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Big O branded tires with installation purchase. You'll also get our industry-leading ProTech Plus warranty, free. Year after year, we turn big problems into no problem at all. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Matt and Kayla on Sports 1140.
Guys, the Giants hitting might not be a fluke. They're really getting going.
Yeah, they are.
Matt Chapman just hit a grand slam.
Wow. They're feeling good in Sactown today.
10-0?
6-0.
Oh, 6-0. Okay.
6-0, yeah. It was what put it.
It was
put 'em up
2-0, and then it was. I saw 6-0 on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Top of the
It
fourth.
happened a couple minutes ago. Happened during the break. Good for Chappie, man. He needs it. Especially after that story came out from Susan Slusser about all the, unfortunately, abuse that he's been dealing with online.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So
yeah.
good for him
the
to
nastiness.
turn it around. Chappie's such a good player, man. He's such a good player. Well, thankfully, I didn't take the Cubs today. I took them yesterday when they beat my A's in comeback fashion thanks to a 4-run ninth inning. I'm not even happy about it.
So wild, man.
I don't even want the ooh sounder. I'm not even happy about it.
You ever seen that DJ Khaled suffering from success photo? That's Matt right
That's
now.
me right
Ah.
That's me. I didn't even want that win. The A's blowing a freaking 4-run lead in the ninth inning. Brutal.
Wait, we got another one, folks. We got another one.
Another homer. It's a 2-run bomb.
Dang.
8-0 Giants in the top of the fourth.
Look at them bats getting going.
The ball is flying out of Wrigley as Casey Schmidt with the bomb. Wow.
That is what we call feeding the momentum.
Wait, what?
Feeding the momentum. They had a momentum. Now they're feeding it. Now it's growing.
Oh.
Now the bats keep hitting.
So Willie Adames is a 2-run bomb. Oh, man, they almost hit Devers, too. Willie Adames is a 2-run bomb. Matt Chapman is a grand slam. And now Casey Schmidt just hit a 2-run bomb. Ball's flying out of Wrigley. A's hit a lot of home runs yesterday, too. Too bad they lost. Oh, well.
Well, you won.
I did.
So now you're on track.
I am in pretty good position.
Now you're on track.
I am
again.
2-2 through 4 weeks. Kayla, you had the Braves over the Blue Jays yesterday. Braves have been the best team in baseball, but they let you down.
Well, of course, because every time I pick a good team, this happens.
Oh, what a 7-2, the loss to the Toronto Blue Jays.
I'm done.
Well, you're
Done.
1-3. No, you have a chance.
No, I do.
I think you do.
Because my
No
run
one's out.
differential
Well, yeah,
is
No
too
one's out.
bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could win like 14-0.
Nah.
Your
never
run
know.
differential is pretty far behind.
I don't even know who I have today.
We'll get to that. Kyle, you took the Brewers over the Giants yesterday, and unfortunately, yeah, we already knew that.
They made a charge, though.
They did. They did make a charge late to spook Giants fans a little bit. Well, okay. So if I win today, it's over with, and it's a 4 straight titles for your boy. But don't worry, you have an Emmy.
Do I need to bring it in every time?
You probably should, just to make me feel
I don't want to
bad.
break it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Kyle and I are going head-to-head tonight.
Uh-oh.
I have the Mets over the Padres. Kyle has the Padres over the Mets tonight. So
Okay.
if Kyle beats me, technically all of us are still alive. If the Padres beat the brakes off the Mets, I think Kyle would win.
No, I would clinch because my run differential is better than your run differential.
Is it?
Right
I haven't
now.
done the math. Okay, well, if that, then
Okay.
I believe it. If that's the case, so if the Padres win, then Kyle wins.
Look
Yay.
at that, Kyle. You could break your losing streak.
If
Well, the Padres
Right?
can too because they are really bad
Oh.
right now.
go Mets.
And
then,
are they at the Mets?
No, it's at Petco.
in
okay.
Petco.
Okay. I like
And
that.
then, Kayla, you have the Diamondbacks over
That's
the
right.
Washington Nationals.
I
That's
picked
right.
the Padres the day after Manny Machado called their offense dog bleep.
Oh.
So I'm not loving my chances.
Jeez, Kyle.
So if I
Come on, D-backs. Let's go.
If I win, it'll be 4 straight weeks, which is a pretty good streak. Just saying. 30-21
Again,
overall.
this is the game he created. Next game, I'm creating.
I would love to. What game?
It's called the Love Island Trivia Game.
I lose immediately.
Perfect.
I'm out. Well, when Whitey creates the game, it's cheated for you anyway.
No, it is not.
It is too.
It is not.
Which team in Seattle?
You were very slow to the answers.
That's crazy.
You just stopped there.
You were slow to the answer.
You answered the
You got
questions.
so mad.
You answered the questions 4 words in.
Exactly.
To the
It's
question.
called
she's
being
smart.
on top of it. Remember the AFC?
I didn't know what the question
the
was.
Jags question, and you like
The
couldn't-
Titans Stadium.
No, that
See,
was a
that's
Jags
not
one.
fair. No, you.
Well, the Jags one you also got right.
You
but
got a
there was
question about the Jags. You got the question about the Jags. You got a question about something in Seattle. You got a question about the Titans stadium.
Well, buddy,
Rigged.
I've traveled the world.
Rigged.
Travel the world.
Rigged. Oh, well. It's time for Kyle's Curveball. Let's see if we have any
let's
luck
do this.
in this game.
Well, guess what, guys? Since you've been yelling at each other,
Are we on a team?
you're not on a team. You're going head to head
Oh, come on.
in one of our favorite games because it is the NBA Finals. So it's time for us to play a little
Oh, then I'm going to lose
Finals
this already.
feud. How about?
Oh, Finals feud. Oh, okay.
I'm going to lose this. I'm already checking
All right,
out.
it's time for the Finals feud. Let's introduce our teams today. Team number 1 is the Matt George family.
Hey, hi, I'm Matt George. I'm alone. My wife stole my podcast.
And on the second team, we have the Kayla Anderson family.
I disqualified myself.
Wow.
Then Red's going to have to do it for you.
All right, let me get him
Do
up.
it for Red.
Let me get him up on Furbo.
Let's know what Red thinks. All right, our first
I'll ask
category. You guys are going to buzz in when you think you know the answer.
Okay, what do we just say buzz? What are we doing?
Give me your name, just a sound.
Got it.
Something
No,
to
name. Say
indicate
your
that you
name.
have a question.
Red, you're playing Family Feud.
It's a Finals feud.
Finals feud.
Oh,
All right.
Sorry, Finals
So
Feud.
for our first category, top 6 answers on the board. Name for me the NBA teams that have the longest current championship drought. Matt, you have their first choice.
The Kings.
Sacramento Kings, number 1 answer.
Oh, like I said, I'm not playing this game, so you're playing with yourself.
75 years. Well, it's up to Matt now. Matt, would you like to pass or play?
I'm going to pass it to Kayla.
All right.
All right, Red, you're up.
Kayla, you have the number 1 answer
know what's going
already
on.
secured on the board. We're looking for 2 through 6. Name me the NBA franchises that have the longest current championship drought.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Memphis Grizzlies survey says it's a good guess, but they have not been around long enough to qualify.
What was the other part of it?
It's longest current championship droughts. Memphis has not won a championship,
Yeah.
but they've only been around 35
Okay,
years.
so it has to be I get what you're saying.
So
Okay.
just for reference,
I get what you're saying.
every team on this list is longer than 50 years.
50 years. Okay.
And you already have the
I have
number
to
1.
play?
Yes. You get up to 3 strikes.
Crap, guys. I'm not in the headspace
You got
for
this.
this.
You
I
got
don't.
this.
Just
I'm
the NBA
not.
teams, you
Think
know?
of bad teams.
The teams that haven't won a championship.
Wizards.
Washington Wizards.
But they're not. I mean, they've been around for.
Survey says.
No, they
You were
haven't.
close, though. They were tied for 6th with a 48-year drought.
Okay.
I believe that math is right. 48-year drought, yes.
Oh, Kayla, think. Okay, wait
Is
a
this
second.
winning a title or making it? It's winning it, right?
It's championship drought, so you either never have won it or the last time you won it.
Atlanta Hawks.
Atlanta Hawks survey says number 2 answer.
Okay.
Well done, Kayla.
Okay. How about the Knicks?
New York Knicks survey says number 5 answer.
Yeah. All right.
You're cooking.
We need number 3, number 4, and number 6. You have one more strike left.
Suns?
Phoenix Suns survey says number 3 answer.
All right.
See, she got momentum.
See, Red's now giving her the answers. You know?
He is watching this whole segment, by the way. He's like, what
Why is he
going
on Google?
I know. Look
All
at
right,
it. He's
so
like,
you have
what?
number 1, Sacramento Kings, number 2, Atlanta Hawks, number 3, Phoenix Suns, number 5, New York Knicks. We need number 4 and number 6.
Number 4 and 6, huh? Okay.
I am getting nervous
shoot.
now because she took 2 of them that I knew, and now I don't know anymore.
Well, and now I'm like, shoot. Like, I'm trying to think of. Okay, how about the Clippers?
Los Angeles Clippers survey says number 4 answer.
Okay.
So you need one more.
You just need number 6 to clear the board and win the game.
You're on fire. All with 2 strikes. You didn't have a single one right.
How about, shoot, Trailblazers?
Portland Trailblazers is her guess. Survey says
Dang it.
they were tied for 6th at 49 years.
Yeah.
Excellent guess, but there's one team with a longer drought. Matt George, if you can name that team, you win the game in one guess. If
Name
not, Kayla
that
Anderson
team.
and Red will take home the title.
So let's talk through this. Let's talk through this.
Poor
here.
Red. Here's a treat for you.
You did good.
My gut wants to say Minnesota Timberwolves,
Huh?
but I'm trying to decide between. I'm trying to think through just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I want it. It's either Minnesota or does the Charlotte Hornets and New Orleans Hornets are two separate things because the Hornets would then be the Pelicans.
Yeah, that's confusing. It's not them. I'll help you out.
Okay. It's not Charlotte or yeah. Okay.
Yes, so that's too confusing.
I'm just going to go with my gut. I'm going to say, and if I miss this, I'm going to be sad because I knew two of them and you nailed them back to back. I'm going to go the Minnesota Timberwolves.
All right, if this is the Minnesota Timberwolves, Matt George wins. If it's not, Kayla Anderson wins.
I have a feeling I'm wrong.
The number 6 team.
Wait, you said it was tied for number 6.
They're tied for 5th. That makes sense.
Oh,
the team. This is the team. They're tied for 5.
Got it.
Yeah.
So tied for 5th, have not won a championship in their 52 years of existence. It is the Utah Jazz.
Ah, dang it!
You like jazz?
No.
Kayla Anderson is our winner.
Hey, Red.
There you go.
Hey, Red, we won, buddy.
Get off Google, you cheater.
We won. Hey, here's a treat for you.
Not Kayla, the dog.
If we do fast money, I think we have time for one more round.
Okay, quick.
Got a couple minutes here. All right, Kayla, you're going to say anything to just get my attention when you're ready to buzz in. Top 5 answers on the board. We're just going to do 5 answers here.
Wait, I'm not part of this.
No,
Yeah,
it's just a fast round. We're just doing it's one more round, same game.
Got it.
Top 5 answers on the board. Name me an NBA player who has scored 44 or more points in an NBA Finals game.
Matt.
I'm
going to go LeBron James.
LeBron James, number 2 answer. Kayla, if you have the number 1 answer, you can take it from him.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, number 1 answer. All right, Kayla, would you like to play or pass?
Pass.
All right, pass it on to Matt. So, Matt, you have 1 and 2 already. Michael Jordan, 55 points in 1993. LeBron James, 51 points in the game. J.R. Smith forgot how much time was on the clock.
Oof.
Can you get 3, 4, and 5 players who have scored 44 or more points in a finals game?
All time. Okay, let's think. Kobe?
Kobe Bryant, survey says.
Oh, that's a different sounder.
They're next to each other.
I was like, wait a
I got
second.
double wrong.
Kobe Bryant, incorrect.
Okay.
It's so hard when you're on the spot.
It really is.
It's like, ugh.
There's going to be one that I just totally miss. If I'm lucky. Let's see. Trying to think, did Shaq ever do it? I don't think 44, though. He wasn't that. He was dominant. But he wasn't
I guess
that
it's technically 45 or higher is the 5 you're looking
45 or higher.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say... I don't think Kevin Durant scored that many.
I don't.
Poop. Let's go Larry Bird.
Ooh.
Larry Bird, survey says.
I don't like playing with Ramsey in the background because he's like shaking his head all judgmental.
Yeah,
Turn your ass around
Ramsey, you got to stop doing that.
Turn your ass around and look at
That is really funny.
So 2 strikes on you, Matt. We're looking for number 3,
really
number
funny.
4, or number 5.
This is bad. I should know this.
And this is the finals, right?
Yes, in a finals game, scoring 45 or more points.
See, scoring that many points in a game is more of a recent thing to do than like an old school thing to do. So I'm thinking more recent. I'm going to go Steph.
Stephen Curry is his guess, survey says.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, Steph did it.
Number 5 answer. This was
last
game 4 of the 2019 NBA Finals that they actually lost to Toronto.
Ugh. Speaking of Toronto, I don't think Kawhi never did it. Did he do it during that run? I am trying to think recently because 44 is tough to do. 45 is tough to do back in the day.
Looking for number 3 and number 4.
Jamal Murray never did that many because he was red hot in the finals, but he never did that many. What's happening over there?
I don't know. I'm vibing.
I'll do Kawhi. Why not?
Ooh, Kawhi Leonard is his guess. The survey says.
Once again, Ramsey. I saw you. Turn around. I say Kawhi, and he goes. Throws his hand up in disgust.
All right, Kayla, that's 3 strikes. So if you can get either number 3 or number 4, you win the game. If not, Matt George family takes home the prize.
I do feel like I have a theme. I like undersized guards that have chips on their shoulders,
Okay.
who have real good mentalities, who are just gamers. So give me AI.
Allen Iverson is Kayla's guess. If she's correct, she takes home the win. If not, Matt George family. Just for reference, the number 3 answer was Giannis Antetokounmpo, the 50-point game in the famous Game 6 to close out the Suns.
That's right, Fitty.
And the number 4 answer on the board is Allen Iverson, 2001 NBA Finals, Game 1. Kayla Anderson and Red
My
take
theme
home the
lives
sweep
on.
today.
Very nice.
My theme
Did
lives
you remember
on.
that game or you just guessed?
Well, I just love AI.
Okay.
Somewhere in the back of her mind, she had to
I
know.
love all the,
No,
I'm against everyone's grain of these small point guards.
AI would not have been the first one that I thought.
My brother also, huge AI fan. Huge AI fan.
Famously, the step over Tyronn Lue game was
Yeah.
Allen Iverson going for 49.
You could
Good
have
job.
looked at the chat. They said Giannis, by the way.
I don't cheat.
Well, I wasn't either.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Giannis.
Crosstalk.
He has a clear view here.
Oh, I wasn't looking. I play with integrity and lose with integrity. Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles join us next. It's Crosstalk on Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Is #1 overall pick Fernando Mendoza making a case to start over Kirk Cousins in Week 1? Hear the latest buzz from Raiders OTAs with the Athletic's Sam Warren on the Matt and Kayla Show right now at SactownSports.com or on the Sactown Sports app. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sacramento. Get ready because the Fasteners Inc. Super Sale is back. Friday, June 12th and Saturday, June 13th. Stop by Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road for crazy deals on DeWalt products. We're talking all of the lowest prices in Sacramento on bare tools, tool products, batteries, lasers, hand tools, outdoor power equipment, and so much more. Again, this DeWalt sale event will be June 12th from 7 till 5:30 and June 13th from 9 till 3 p.m. at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet on Power Inn Road. Visit fastenersinc.net for more info.
We're living through a monetary crime scene, and your IRA or 401k is a key victim. Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. In 1971, gold was $35 an ounce. After the dollar was cut loose from it, inflation soared. And in just 9 years, gold hit $850. People who diversified into precious metals survived and thrived. Today, we're in a worse position because we face inflation and massive debt. Fortunately, gold is still an option. My trusted friends at Birch Gold Group can help you own gold inside your retirement account. Plus, you pay 0 penalties on the transfer. Start now by getting a free info kit on gold. Text the word SECURE to 989898. We're facing the same monetary chaos as the 70s with significantly more debt. Get your free info kit from Birch Gold. Just text SECURE to the number 989898.
Remember the days of real country music? Now you can get your favorite classic country every day on 105.1 HD3 The Ranch. Listen to The Ranch on the free KNCI app or anytime at 105.1 HD3.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones and all on the T-Mobile network.
Ah, how about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
For those of you who missed Crosstalk at the end of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Jason every year gets a bunch of different flavored chips for his birthday, and he brings them all in to have us try them and guess what the flavors are. There was one chip in particular that got an overwhelmingly across-the-board negative reaction. That was a chip that is like an energy boost chip or whatever, and I literally gagged when I had it. Kayla spit it out, and we just had Alan try it. And Alan, the verdict?
Not great.
No?
Not great. Had better.
Why do you want to give it a shot?
I'll pass. It's energy chip.
With all those donuts sitting there, if I eat anything, I'm going to eat a donut on National Donut Day.
There's still some good ones left.
That's a
good one.
Yeah, actually a good batch. What a surprise.
For almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that is a shockingly good batch.
Yeah, that's true.
Alan, I will say be careful sitting that close to the TV. You might feel the heat off the bats of the Giants right now.
Oh, yeah?
8-0. Grand slam for Chappie.
They have to have the most grand slams. I haven't looked it up, but
Really?
they have to have the most grand slams in the league. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
there's something to say for him this year.
Yeah, I do better when I don't pay attention to the actual games at this point.
Oh.
No.
But you do have to talk about them.
Yeah, I'm paying attention, but whenever I'm locked in, it's all over the place. All over. And I can no longer take up my kid if they have a lead in the 9th because they've been walked off on twice in those situations.
Did you see the end of the A's game yesterday?
I did. Whitey texted me,
Whitey.
and I turned it on right in time to see the walk-off.
The redemption
The
in
walk-off.
real time of PCA after losing that ball, that fly ball
Yeah.
for the inside the park homer to then hitting the walk-off.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, he had no clue where it was. He just held his arms
That's
up.
where you got to have a timeout available.
Yeah.
All the timeout.
Has that ever happened to you where you just completely lost a pop fly in the lights?
Oh yeah, I do think
Or the
it's
sun.
pretty
Or the sun.
funny for it to happen when you're at home.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
get it. I mean, these guys play so many games. There's no time to practice.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's go out at a specific time. But that dusk time
Yep.
when the lights have to be turned on, but it's still light out, it's the absolute
Do you guys know who Gary Templeton is? He used to play in the majors in the 70s. You ever heard of him in the 80s? He was a really good shortstop. There's a story. I read a book about weird baseball stories. There's a story that this minor league game in Florida, 1970-something, somebody hit a pop-up and no one ever found the ball. It disappeared.
Really? What?
And so, yeah. And it's like one of those things like, that can't be right. So we called him up and had him on the show and talked to him. He goes, yeah, no one has any idea. We never found the ball
That's crazy.
anywhere.
What the heck?
Must have gone like way behind the backstop.
What is it called? The vortex? Or something
Bermuda
like
Triangle.
Yeah.
That's ocean.
Not that far from Florida.
Yeah, not that far
Right,
at all.
right, yeah.
It's like golfing, you know. I know it should be in the fairway here.
No, it happened to me the other day. I lost a ball in the rough that
Yeah.
I know was in play, and it tanked my mental for the rest of the round.
That's expensive though to be losing golf balls.
Yeah,
all the
they're
time.
not cheap. This is according to Google, so hopefully it's
Okay.
accurate. It says the LA Angels and the San Francisco Giants are both tied with 5 grand slams this season for the most.
Mhm.
But
They might not
I
have
would
this one.
assume this
Yeah.
was the 6th.
There you go.
So
Hey,
Yeah, look at Allen and his
Got something.
giant stats.
number 1.
got something. I mean, they just had one. I think the last game they played. It's every time they play.
Here they go again.
They're just hitting this.
And they've
you
been
know
on this
what out
weird
of the
streak
ball.
where if they hit a grand slam, they typically win, and if they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you look it up.
That's
There's like
wild.
one game that's been an exception to that in the last week or so. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Speaking of weird stuff.
Yeah, I want to. Actually, I'd be interested in those baseball stories. I love that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like
some of them
weird
are.
stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
It's not that I'm not
fascinating.
paying attention to the games. I'm just not paying attention to the fact that they're winning
Right.
because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Until it does.
Yeah.
They got to rattle off so many. So, yeah, in a vacuum. Like yesterday, what was it yesterday when they won a big one in Milwaukee? They almost blew
They
it at
held
the
on,
end.
12-4.
12-9. I got no
Yeah.
butterflies. I got nothing. just a corpse in here.
Here's Brass Eldridge stepping in.
Yeah.
I was listening to your guys' show yesterday. Phenomenal show as always. You had the great Chris Watkins in, and quite the conversation about Darius Acuff's defense.
Yeah.
He has Kingston Fleming's number one.
Separate.
Yeah.
Hey. Corners.
If Kayla were in here, I think blows would have been
Probably.
thrown.
Probably. Yeah, I appreciate where Chris is coming from. I just think it's a bit of a safe approach.
Kingston.
And it maybe
You didn't have to pull his hair though.
Well, it's
That
not
was
it's not play. It's not really arguing players like I said yesterday. It's arguing philosophies, right? And being at 7, Chris's thought was we have to leave with somebody we feel like can help the team moving forward, and we might still get lucky and they become a star.
Right.
I'm going more high ceiling, but ultimately
Swing for the fences.
the Kings shouldn't be in this position anyway. Don't get me started.
Oh, boy.
Do not get me
Back
started.
to the taking combo.
That's right. And I'm not doing it.
We're just getting started.
So don't ask.
And don't have that debate with his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Because she will win.
I did a podcast with my
I
wife
saw that.
Brittany last night,
Right.
and she went on a rant about how stupid tanking is and how dumb I was for rooting for losses.
We promoted the bejeebies out of that podcast yesterday.
Did you?
We did.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Mostly Whitey, but
Oh.
oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to go watch
You
that.
married a Brittany too, right?
No.
He married a Kayla.
Whoops. Oh, you know. Never mind.
I was hoping to get
That
the
was
Mrs.
crazy.
Maddie Mock. Did she have her own mock? The Mrs. Maddie Mock?
I
was hoping to get
No,
that.
she did agree though, Kingston Fleming's.
There you
and
go.
Because he's fast.
Yeah.
So
Matt's
she
trying to get me in trouble. I'm getting out of here.
No, I'm not. Honest mistake. I promise. Honest mistake. Whitey Gleason, Alan Stiles, the next 4 hours, including a crossover with NBA Finals Game 2. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
Ending the week on a high. Matt and Kayla will be back on Monday.
Oh, boy.